Welcome to Delicious.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Grown right here by farmers just like me. These golden cobs of sunshine are already in the produce section, waiting to go home to your family's dinner table. For all your local grown in-season foods and ingredients, ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating. Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Grown right here by farmers just like me. These golden cobs of sunshine are already in the produce section, waiting to go home to your family's dinner table. For all your local grown in-season foods and ingredients, ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
All right, guys, here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And we do have a lovely program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out there. Deb's Woke News will do that.
Hey.
3:20, 4 o'clock, what you do that's new. In the 5 o'clock hour, we will do trivia. The 6 o'clock hour, Ross Thoughts. And last call, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Ross Padgett.
I'm missing a belt loop like a king.
And sitting in like a champ, our boy Slick. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Find us easily on social media, Instagram, Facebook, at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. Your 3 o'clock keyword is fun, F-U-N. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Fun is your 3 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
But every time you spell it, you make my butt clench just a little bit.
I try to pause a little bit just to make it extra spicy. Ross thinks well, let's talk about this real quick because we just found out about it this morning. The writers have gone on strike. 11,000 writers in Hollywood go on strike today. And
everyone's a writer.
Okay, so I was going to ask, because you have a closer relationship with that world than I do, what does that entail? If you're a writer, is it specifically a writer, or do everything around that, editors, all of that get caught up in it, I guess?
I mean, maybe not editors, because you don't have to write anything.
I mean, like
copy
editors. I mean, like, you know.
I have no idea what a copy editor is.
Just go through to brush up copy, like as it's written down, and maybe a little loose or rough. They button that up.
I'm sure that's a loose form of writing, but if you're creating something with words,
yeah. So it's the creators. It has nothing to do with the people who are brushing it up. It's the people coming up with the ideas.
I have to plead ignorance here, unfortunately, just because I've been pretty busy since I got here. I wanted to read the details of the strike.
Yeah.
Is it just TV, film?
Well, what they want is, I believe they want, I think there's more money, more action, but I think one of the big things is the AI aspect of it, is it not?
Well, it's the AI aspect, but it's also a lot of writers are blaming the gig economy. You know, they're not getting residuals from streaming.
Right.
And think of the amount of people who now get their television via streaming. I mean, it's not as much traditional television. So these writers are kind of like, you know, their product is going on a streaming service, but then they're not getting that residual money they would if, you know, that episode of their show aired and, you know.
It's interesting that this is just coming along now. I mean, it's not like we just started streaming. I mean, I've been streaming solely now for like 3 or 4 years already.
Well, they've been negotiating this since March.
Oh, have they really?
And the negotiations have just broken down because writers are saying they can't make a living writing anymore because of the amount of money that they're not getting back from their products, be it residuals, be it, the whole streaming question. The AI thing is a big thing for writers, of course, because I'm sure a lot of people, I'm not the first person who thought, well, if your writer isn't working on your show today, just go to ChatGPT.
Just punch in the premise of the sitcom and see what happens?
Because that's what we're going to maybe seeing in the next couple of days, or soap operas going dark. Some of your nighttime shows, I'll have some of that coming up in Woke News.
Yeah.
Going dark because they don't have writers. The View was still live despite not having writers, so some shows are just winging it.
It's weird. I think a lot of people believe, and I did this for years, by the way. I'm not trying to paint myself into a grander situation. I had no idea that the hosts of those shows, like when you have like seasoned stand-up comedians, and I'm thinking every one of those guys who runs those talk shows at night has stand-up experience. I mean, my thing was like, you're telling me that those guys couldn't gather some guys? That's not what it's about. The job is writer. You're a union writer. Your job is to write. The host can't really do that. Matter of fact, you get into a lot of beef, apparently, if you are a host and try to change a joke or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure you have some input.
I saw Jimmy Kimmel do a joke the other day. This was like last week, and it didn't hit. And he like literally called the writer out by name on stage.
Oh my God.
Which was hilarious to me.
Okay.
That's pretty funny.
I feel like a Conan thing.
Yeah.
Like bring him out and just chastise him right in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's a funny choice. And I bet you that writer didn't really mind, because writers and anybody who's trying to get a laugh, that's kind of all they care about. I think you'd be really pissed if he was pulled out in front of, the cameras and it didn't get a laugh.
Right.
At least that's what I would think.
Yeah, it's weird that, and they've already announced, I think Stephen Colbert already announced his solidarity with his writing crew, that they'll stop production. I think a lot of those guys will. And of course, if you ever wrote a joke in your life, and a lot of people like Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel have done stand-up, and they have written jokes for themselves, they understand the value of getting that good content to work with when you're out there in front of that audience and, in front of millions of people doing that show every night.
I mean, I don't have too many numbers in the back of my brain, but off-rip first impression about hearing a writer's strike, going throughout Hollywood, TV, and film is, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful, because the internet has made it so that everyone is a writer. Like, everyone's replaceable.
Yeah, I understand that, but there is a certain mechanism, like when you are institutionalized into a business, like this business here, you do it with your eyes closed. You don't even think about it. You just open the mic up at 3 and you start talking. Well, that is unbelievably alien to a lot of people. And to sit in a room with other people and create dialogue for characters that don't exist, I mean, that's a specific tool that you have as a person. I don't know that you could just, even if you were a funny person, I don't know that you just pick that mechanism up. I don't think you just go into that room and because you're kind of funny at work and stuff, or you're maybe even a small-time comedian, that you slide into a writer's room and start producing really funny content immediately.
And don't get the script flipped. I'm rooting for the writers to get paid. I will always, if there's a group of people working at any job, I'm always rooting for you to get more money.
All we hear is about those things making money. It seems like there would be enough profit to make sure the people who create the content are taken care of, but I don't know the inside workings of it.
I think it's aligned with what we remember of musical acts like from the 50s and 60s, and in some cases even the 70s, signing record deals that basically robbed them of so much of their success.
And trapped them, unfortunately. That was the real thing. Is not only did they rob them, they trapped them into like 6 record deals where they had no opportunity to make money whatsoever.
But I want to play devil's advocate here, because I understand, like, I'm with Ross. I want them to get their paper.
Right.
Get your money.
Get your cheddar.
You know what I'm saying?
Go out and get you some.
Right. But at the same time, like, I grew up in a time where a season, like, let's just say a TV show, a season was like 25, 26 episodes, right? Yeah. They're doing like 8 to 10 episodes now, and now they're asking for more money.
What have you done for me lately? A Janet Jackson scenario.
And if you're one of the writers on, cable television, man, that is a bold move, because cable television, sitcoms, all of that, is really feeling the heat of a little small website called YouTube.
Well, the funny thing is small. There's nothing small about it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these websites have more value than these networks have now. It's
like
ridiculous.
YouTube.
With that said, the idea of creating content like out of nowhere is horrifying to me, and I just it would be hard to sit down and just do that. And I would think that those writers just kind of already have that mechanism built in where they can do it, and it's going to be tough to replace those guys. They'll probably come to a deal pretty soon. And and we've dealt with that same thing with the streaming thing. I mean, in our business, we've had to learn how to kind of work around streaming because all of our listeners aren't on traditional radio anymore. We have streaming or smart speakers or whatever the case may be, and now this happened probably about 6-8 years ago. They figured out how to get us credit for the streaming numbers. So it was like, wow, man, a lot of people listen to this on their phone. This station specifically,
yes,
in our company, not just in Orlando, in our company, is one of the biggest streaming brands in all of iHeartMedia. Real Radio is.
And I apologize if this was already said. What is the AI element to this writer strike?
It's basically content creation protection.
Exactly.
I believe. In other words, like the thing we were talking about with Grimes yesterday.
Yeah.
When it was John Legend comes out and goes, hey, we need to figure out how to regulate this. You can't have people cloning my voice and then writing songs with my voice and then saying it's me and putting beats out there. It that's my livelihood. And then Grimes says, you know what? Steal my voice. Go out there and make a hit for me, and I'll give you half the money. So he's trying to get protection against people who are going to do that. Clone is like the Eminem thing we played, a month and a half ago.
But now
create a hit with that.
How is that though connected? I'm sorry if I'm missing something, but how is that connected to the AI and the writer's strike per se? What are they saying? What's the strike?
I think the idea is to limit limit the use of AI in creating original content for the stations. I'm not 100 on that. That's like I glanced at this morning, but I believe that it's something to protect the artist's ability to create content and not have to compete against it, but I'm not 100 on that. Or maybe to protect their content from it.
I mean, writing's hard.
It is.
If anybody's ever tried it.
It's hard.
Well, hey.
It's harder than you blink.
With that said, though, when it goes well, I have yet to find a better drug.
Just, as an exercise sometimes, just because, just dream up two characters, a mom and a dad.
Yeah.
And put them in a scene, like in the laundry room with a wet dog who's wet, and the doorbell's ringing, and the kid just fell in the other room, and then try to make that funny.
Yeah.
Just do that as a personal exercise out there, and try to create 1 3-minute scene with dialogue that is funny. And see how hard it is. It's really difficult.
The best way for me to quantify what I consider great writing is how much do I care about this fictional character?
Right. Yeah.
Why would you do that? Don't do that.
Yes.
Someone made this person up.
Oh, yeah, just completely out of the vapor.
And I am disagreeing. So if you ever want to know what good writing is and you're screaming at your TV, that's what it looks like.
All right, 407, excuse me, 916-1041. Text us at 77031. Great Canadian talent Gordon Lightfoot has passed away. We'll talk about that a little bit later today. Also, some other cool stuff / this AI thing, a new scam with AI. And again, man, you think you would see that you've seen the epicenter of like the idea of how to take money from people without earning it. But man, every day these criminals and crooks just figure out new folds of how to screw you over. We have some more of that. A landmark, I think it's a really interesting thing happening in Washington, D.C. They're building a landmark for a group of people, and I think you'll find it very unique. Plus a bunch of other stuff. We haven't even talked about the alcohol things going into play. I have a list of the bars that bought the thing, and our guys over at Corona Cigar downtown are one of them. Thank God.
Go!
All right, Deb, what's coming up for news?
Yeah, they said 60 businesses had applied for that license, and less than half got approved. Yeah. Well, coming up in Woke News, we're going to talk about how several states are bracing for the Hollywood screenwriters strike. It doesn't just affect Hollywood, right?
Right.
Closer to home, Volusia County is going to consider a stupid motorist law. And researchers find an underwater hospital and cemetery and the dry tortugas.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Fun is your 3 o'clock keyword. That's F-U-N. Go to realradio.fm. Send that off for your chance at $1,000. Remember, if you're playing the game, keep your phone near. They call you to tell you you've won. Fun is your 3 o'clock keyword. Back in a sec with more of Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
They won't tell you this, but your pets are pretty lonely when you leave. No worries. We'll keep them company. Just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Watch out for delays due to an accident on Clarkona-Ocoee Road at Hiawassee Road. There's slowdowns due to an accident on Americana Boulevard heading eastbound at Rio Grande Avenue. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the beach line heading westbound before Narcoossee Road, exit 13. And the left turn lane is blocked due to an accident on Orange Blossom Trail heading northbound at Oak Ridge Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back. And look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
When money is tight, a little breathing room goes a long way.
It sure does. An Amscott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back, all with no credit check. Amscott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Get ready to roll through McDonald's with the crew. Free up those cup holders, because any size, any flavor is the vibe, and you're getting all the drinks. Make it a tasty frozen Coke, a fun frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, a cool frozen Sprite Limonade, a delicious Southern-style sweet tea, or a bold McCafe iced coffee. So many flavors. Any size is just $1.99. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
When we made our McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets, you were praise hands emoji. Then we ran out, and you were streaming tears emoji. Now they're back, so you can be grinning face with sweat emoji. Order ahead on the McDonald's app.
But they're only back for a limited time, so make like a lightning emoji and get yours fast. Order ahead on the app and get 30% off when you spend $5 or more using mobile order and pay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 4/1/23 through 4/30/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Limited time only. Excludes tax.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on your pet's favorite brands like Blue Buffalo, Iams, Wholehearted, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, and more. Don't forget, your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing, confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop losing your retirement. The IRS will take substantial dollars from your retirement savings unless you take control of your retirement dollars. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. He'll give you a head start to be retirement tax and recession smart. Learn solutions with a track record of measurable results to save thousands in unnecessary taxes and gain retirement recession protection. Visit retirementprotected.com.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. If you have something to ask us or talk about, we'll gladly mill about with you and try to hash it out. You can text that, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim, Ross, and Slick right over there.
What up, what up? I'm sorry, Ross. Ross is like playing some Kodak right now. So I'm like all over the place.
Right. Is he in jail? Or is he out right now? I can never tell with Kodak Black.
I can see why you would think he's in jail.
Yeah. Well, he always is in jail. That's why.
He's always in jail. He gets mail there.
Yeah,
I can see why you thought that.
Yeah, all right, very good. All right, Deb, let's get some news.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world. On the Jim Colbert Show.
That guy's a hoodlum.
Yeah, but he can make some damn good music.
Straight up hoodlum.
Damn good music, though.
But then I saw this clip of him at a basketball game recently where him and his buddy are like sharing snacks.
Yeah.
Aww.
Like feeding each other.
Yeah, super cute. I also saw a clip of him at, I believe, a hockey game, and he may have hooked up with a woman in front of everybody.
I saw that video. That was not dancing.
Yeah, that was legendary.
That was not dancing. All right. States are bracing, as I said earlier before we went to break, for the economic impact caused by the Hollywood writers' strike. The union and studios failed to agree on a new 3-year contract last night, or Monday night, rather, and the Writers Guild of America announced the strike, effectively halting most productions, aside from the obvious impact felt in Los Angeles and New York, right? States including New Mexico, Georgia, which took the lion's share of the work that used to be here in Florida.
Toronto's going to get affected. It's a big-time filming area up there.
Yeah, well, they've seen a production boom, and they're going to feel the effects of all that lost revenue, all that craft service, all the residual parts of a production. The 4 major late-night talk shows, Jimmy Fallon's The Tonight Show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and Late Night with Seth Meyers will go dark due to the strike. Some of the major issues involve compensation for streaming services and the role AI will play in future writing or screenwriting deals. Ross, I looked it up a little bit more to kind of hopefully address what you were wondering. Are the Writers Guild's specific concerns with AI? This is from a GQ article from a couple of hours ago. Screenwriter and former WGA board member John August, speaking to Vox, outlined 2 key steps the union is taking to stop the AI movie surge in its tracks. First of all, the Writers Guild of America's demands are met. Studios will be prevented from using AI-generated literary material.
There you go.
Boiled down, this means that studios would not be allowed to credit programs like ChatGPT with the writing of a movie script. And then secondly, AI will not be allowed to create source material, so no story outline, idea, or even an initial draft, for example, that a writer is then hired to fix up at a lower cost.
Absolutely.
They're trying to get AI to say, okay, you are not human. The creative work sticks with the humans.
And you could see a studio. It would be, I'm salivating to be able to feed a couple storylines into a chat GPT, have it spit out a script, and then throw that at a guy and go, doctor that up. Make that good for me for half the price.
Because that's what the Writers Guild is saying. How many strikes do you think the Writers Guild of America since 1960 has had to have these walkouts to get the suits in Hollywood to pay them?
4.
Slick?
I'm going to say 6.
Ross?
I'll take the over.
7?
Yeah.
Give yourself a dong, my friend.
Oh, dong.
7 walkouts since 1960 because, that's what the writers out in Hollywood say. They say a movie studio's first impulse is to go, oh, we can do that.
Right. Exactly.
We
like
can
Ross
do
was
that.
saying. Sure,
like Ross was saying.
We'll find some chops to do that. We'll find some scabs. Anybody can quarterback in the NFL.
Anybody. Exactly. It's just like doing this job, right? We just open the mic and talk.
Right. Yeah, sure.
There's no finesse, there's no skill to it. So that's what the Writers Guild are saying. Like, we constantly have to do these walkouts to stop these suits from taking the lowest common denominator and allowing this kind of mediocrity to be, okay.
Well, that's crazy, man.
Walkouts work.
Yeah, they do.
I had somebody some years back that was like criticizing, I guess, certain songs I was playing as a DJ. And I literally told her, I was like, hey, you come and do it. And I took my headphones off and I walked right out of the booth. And I pulled her in there and I was like, here, you do it. And she stood there completely confused, not knowing what to do, didn't know what all the buttons were for.
Right, exactly.
And she was just completely rattled and she was like, okay, I get it.
See, it's always easy to armchair quarterback.
I thought I was going to say, and that's when I abducted her.
All right,
Clever
closer
trap.
to home, a convicted Central Florida cop killer is trying to get his death sentence and murder conviction overturned. The public defender for Markeith Lloyd went before the Florida Supreme Court today. Markeith Lloyd was sentenced to death last year for the 2017 murder of Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton. Authorities say he shot Clayton while he was on the run for killing his pregnant ex-girlfriend the following year. Lloyd's lawyers are appealing his death penalty, claiming he was not competent enough to be sentenced. They're asking justices for a new trial, saying his behavior in court, constantly arguing with the judge, was really a sign that he doesn't believe in his guilt and he wasn't competent, and therefore it should all be thrown out.
That is very interesting. It's the word interesting, but missing an I.
Right, yeah.
I get it.
The federal appeals court will determine the fate of ousted Hillsborough County State Attorney Andrew Warren later today. The case of whether to reinstate Warren will be heard by a 3-panel judge in Alabama this afternoon. He's asking the court to overturn his suspension by Governor Ron DeSantis last August. That's when the governor accused Warren of refusing to prosecute cases related to abortion and transgender care. Now, a district judge in Tallahassee sided with Warren earlier this year, but said, I don't have the power to reinstate you.
Right.
I agree. It was not right. It was wrong, but I can't do anything about it.
Right.
A similar case is expected to go before the Florida Supreme Court. Okay. A group of homeowners.
Not good. Whenever Deb does the whole goofy fall down a pit.
Yeah, that's never about a guy winning a lottery.
Oh, my God. No.
This is never about a pet being found there for 3 years.
No, when she makes that noise, we've been doing this for years. When she does the pre-moan groan to the story.
You're about to get stupid punched in the face.
Yes.
Give it to me.
A group of homeowners are suing a Volusia County city following severe flooding from Hurricane Ian.
I bet I could guess where this is, and I don't even know this story.
Okay, the lawsuit claims the city of
Deltona.
There you go.
Oh,
wow.
Opened a dam to try to protect nearby homes, but it instead caused the worst flooding the Stone Island area has experienced in decades.
Every time I drive by that, you look down that way, man, that looks beautiful down there. And then you're like, it just dews hard the night before, and that place floods.
Well, it goes on to say that
spit on the side of the road, that place would flood.
Several people were stranded inside their homes, they said, for weeks.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Fox 35 reports that more than 40 people are named in the suit, with attorneys trying to get them each $50,000 for what they went through. The city hasn't commented on the case due to ongoing litigation.
Yeah.
That is so cool that you just know so much. You know so much about Central Florida. Flood, Deltona, nailed it.
Well, the thing is, this Stone Island community, man, has really been. I really feel bad for them. They've been dealing with this for years. The hurricane just really kind of magnifies it, so they have a voice. But this happens with thunderstorms or just seasonal rain with these guys. It's nothing for that entire community to be engulfed by water. There are a number of them here. That Lockhart thing up there got exposed last year.
Or
and
La Vista.
College Park's had some places got exposed during Ian, where their draining system is absolutely awful, costing families all of their livelihoods in those homes. It's crazy. That's what you pay your stupid taxes for.
Or in the case of my best friend, I won't say the city, but they had set the lift station up and then forgot to turn the lift station on.
Gotta like that.
And as she and her neighbors are wading through waist-deep water, they see a city truck just come tearing down the street to turn the lift station on, and within 30 minutes, the water was all gone.
Right.
But by then, it's already inundated everybody's first floor of their homes.
They did yell, oops.
Meanwhile, FEMA is giving hope to some flooded Broward County residents. 2 8-man teams from the federal agency visited the county yesterday. They went door to door in Edgewood with County Mayor Lamar Fisher to inform residents about basic home repairs and rental assistance now that it's a federal declaration. Last month's flooding damaged 1,000 homes in Broward County alone, and Fisher says he's excited to have FEMA on the ground. One resident says it's great news that FEMA is finally here, and another tells CBS 4 in Miami they really appreciate FEMA's help.
Is Lamar black?
I do not know.
Because I ain't never met nobody that was white that was named Lamar.
I've never met a white Lamar either. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, staying in South Florida, a devastating tornado hit close to home for one South Florida congressman this weekend. The damage happened in Florida's Congressional District 21, where Representative Brian Mast serves. Now, the EF2 had winds as high as 130 miles per hour, tore through Palm Beach Gardens and North Palm Beach on Saturday.
That'll mess your hair up.
Mass says any residents needing help to reach out to his office, where he's going to guide them to the right agency. He says if federal assistance is needed, the congressman says he's going to go to work on getting that done too.
Good.
Yeah, it is good to see that.
Yeah.
All right.
A politician working?
Yeah, for their constituents?
Yeah.
That shouldn't shock us as much as it does.
Hey, I heard my guys don't like floodwater in their house.
Yeah, that's an old school politicking.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Exactly.
care.
Just like walking Lawton. Remember Lawton Childs when he walked the state campaigning?
But where's the fringe take that makes, headlines? Where's that part? No, good. Just veggies.
And where else do you learn to throw a perfect spiral with paper towels?
All right, this has not been a good day to be a school resource officer at many of, especially our South Florida places of higher education, because Florida International University is just one of several South Florida colleges receiving hoax 911 calls about an active shooter on campus.
Wow.
Police Chief Alexander Casas is not amused. No danger was found, thankfully. The all clear was also given at the higher ed building that houses Florida Atlantic University, as well as Broward College in Fort Lauderdale. Similar calls came into FAU's Boca campus and Palm Beach Atlantic University as well. And there's this new way that these swatting calls are coming in. There's a way for them to go through like AI that hides the phone number.
Yep.
Because normally, the FBI will come in and track these phone calls down, but with this new technology, they're able to completely disguise their phone number. And you're just seeing a ramping up of these kinds of hoax calls.
Code Black told me that there are so many ways to mask where that stuff comes from. It really takes, you got to do something really extra stupid for them to come really digging in there. But he said that a lot of those countries have those scam centers set up. They're just so adept at getting around it. You know?
Exactly. All right, legislation aimed at combating what Governor Ron DeSantis calls, quote, woke banking, end quote, is now law in Florida.
What?
DeSantis signed the anti-ESG bill this morning during a news conference at Jacksport Cruise Terminal in Jacksonville. The House Bill 3 prohibits fund managers for state and local institutions from considering investment decisions based on environmental, social, and governance standards, or ESG. The new law spells out punishments for any banking or lending institutions that consider ESG factors. It takes effect in July. Critics say the move will hinder investment decision making.
Well, how would they even know? Is there a label they have when you log on to try to invest in something if it's I don't even understand how it just it sounds like a lot of this stuff sounds like. It sounds like the perfect basis for a whole bunch of very expensive litigation.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yep.
A lot of stuff that's going to have to be litigated, and that's going to cost you as a taxpayer more and more money. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like nothing's getting done. You're wasting time on stuff that doesn't really make any difference whatsoever, and it's going to wind up in litigation. And again, costing you $500 minimum an hour to negotiate.
One of the crime bills that the governor signed into law today of the death penalty for anyone who rapes a child 12 or younger, they already knew before it was even passed that it was already going to face
a Supreme Court challenge. Inevitably. I mean, again, just more and more money being litigated. I guess if that's, I don't know.
All right, well, here, now
that's not how I'd spend my money, but whatever.
I like the term woke banking. Yeah. It's just all your cash is Dems.
Well, that's not all. State lawmakers are considering a bill that one critic says would benefit big fertilizer companies, because that's what we need here in Florida. The budget discussed in Tallahassee yesterday includes a measure that would block local governments for 1 year from imposing their own fertilizer restrictions that violate state standards. A member of Friends of the Everglades says this would allow more fertilizer runoff into Florida's waters. The executive director of Vote Water calls the measure unconscionable. The budget also includes more than $6 million to the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences to study the effects of the change. Democratic State Representative and House Minority Leader Fentrice Driscoll opposes the measure. She says that it's going to make profound changes to water quality standards at over 100 local governments that have taken steps to protect water quality. Think of what we're going through with the manatee deaths in the Indian River Lagoon. Senate President Kathleen Pasadomo tells the Times-Herald she takes comfort knowing that this is just in effect for 1 year, so scientists can study its effects, and then it just goes away.
There you go.
So this sounds like, the big poop industry is getting what they want.
Well, I mean, what the problem is what she's saying is, again, Florida's state is trying to supersede what local governments have decided is good for their communities.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't oversee all these communities. They rely on these local governments to take care of themselves. Then they make the bigger picture so that everybody can be on the same page. But when you go through the local process of getting all these things taken care of, because it affects your community differently, whether it be riverfront, oceanfront, whatever the case may be, is going to be different than a piece of land affected in the dead center of the state. Those recommendations have to be different, and regulations are different. The state comes in and goes, well, we don't really recognize any of that. Here's what you got to do.
Right. It's like the Florida Keys deciding what size cruise ships they wanted to pull into the Florida Keys, because all of those people then unload on the Florida Keys and roads and infrastructure having difficulty. But then the state came in and said, yeah, no, you don't get to do that.
Right.
Also said you don't get to ban sunscreen, even though it's killing. It's just, yeah. All right. A piece of legislation known as the Stupid Motorist Law.
Oh, man, there is a writer's strike.
Is up for discussion in Volusia County. Okay.
Now, is this just to give them an award? Or
no, council leaders are expected to discuss the measure during today's meeting. Have you guys heard of a stupid motorist law yet?
I know nothing about this at all.
Okay, well, it would allow law enforcement to find people who drive through a flooded road that has been blocked off. Think of how many times with storms or whatever, there'll be a barricade and some idiot drives around it.
Yep.
Because I know my vehicle can get through. Well, the money would be designed to cover the cost of first responders who then have to come and rescue you.
Oh, this is when you go around a barrier and then bury your car up to the headlights
exactly.
in water, and then old Granny Fran can't get out of it and make it to the side of the road.
You're going to want to stay behind that barricade because this follows a similar Arizona law where drivers can face up to $2,000 in fines.
Holy balls.
If ultimately approved, it would only go into effect during states of emergency.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
I like how you're bringing holy balls back, though. It's been a while.
All right.
Gotta spread it out, buddy. You can't wear it out.
The Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society is paying tribute to Canadian folk singer Gordon Lightfoot, who passed away on Monday. Lightfoot's song, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, details the shipwreck back in 1975 in Lake Superior. Society officials wrote on social media that the event was more than just a song for Lightfoot. They noted the singer arrived one day early in 2015 to mark the 40th anniversary of the shipwreck, and officials say Lightfoot came to speak to family members and didn't want to be the focus of the event. Gordon Lightfoot was 84 years old.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that my college best friend went to school with a lot of kids who lost their dads and uncles on the Edmund Fitzgerald, because she grew up in Ashland, Wisconsin, which is right on the shore of Lake Superior. For those who don't know, Lake Superior is a very dangerous, very deep lake that if you're not on it in the fall time, you don't want to be on that lake.
Right. It's got a very interesting history, too. If you want to check that out. Yeah, a ton of them. It's like an inland ocean almost.
It really is. It really
is. Super
is.
deep, up to a couple thousand feet deep in places.
And it really does have quite a few shipwrecks. And speaking of that, researchers are taking a deeper dive into a more than 100-year-old discovery off the South Florida coast.
Deeper dive?
The National Park Service explained Monday how officials found a former quarantine hospital and a cemetery in the waters of Dry Tortugas National Park. The graves were part of the Fort Jefferson Post Cemetery, most of which were military members.
Right.
Officials say the healthcare facility was reportedly used to treat yellow fever patients.
Yeah.
At the fort as far back as the 1890s, so archaeologists started to survey the area last year, and they plan to share more details about their findings soon.
Wow, was Jefferson the one that was only accessible by boat?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That's the one I think that's haunted by the lone soldier that walks along like the barracks or something. Wasn't that where John Wilkes Booth was taken
something
after?
Like there is some kind of other weird connection with that thing down there.
Or the surgeon who operated on his leg was in prison there.
Something like that.
I remember one time you had it during trivia.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And now you all are officially woke. And Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Check out the new feature on his website that lets you see the broker difference. Just go to thatmortgageguyDon.com. Click the compare quote button and upload your quote. That's it. Don will interpret it for you and tell you how much you're actually paying the bank or retail lender for your loan and let you know if you can get a better deal. But here's the best part. If you already have a great deal, that mortgage guy Don will tell you that too. It really is peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Samuel Mudd.
There we go.
Samuel Mudd is the guy. Yeah, he and 4 other conspirators in the Lincoln assassination spent their final time down there, I guess, working as a prisoner.
Wow, yes, yeah.
My name is Mudd.
All right, 407-916-1041.
There you
Anytime
go,
you can break
Ross.
out some Primus, you got it, right?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, fun is your 3 o'clock keyword, guys. Get over there and send it off. RealRadio.fm. Maybe you can win that $1,000. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
What happens when we're off the air? At Real Radio 1041 on Instagram. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s. Mostly sunny skies will prevail, so do make sure you are staying hydrated due to the heat today. We are going to be seeing winds out of the west at 10 to about 20 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight dipping into the low 60s, mostly clear, and those breezes do continue. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new Rechargers are handcrafted energy drinks to help you power through your day. Made the way you want, iced or frozen, with natural sources of caffeine. Get energy for every day. Gotta have a Wawa.
Inflation running high. Nobody knows when it's going to level out. That is why you got to buy your windows and doors at FAS Windows and Doors and lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida, ready for you to check out and operate. Their windows are built with impact-resistant glass that gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. They have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors. All estimates are always free at FAS, and they always give you tons of options. That's awesome. Plus, all products have a lifetime warranty. And if you act right now, how about rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door? No money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. Financing is available, and their showroom is super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out your windows, have them installed. Your house will feel better. It'll be worth more. It'll be safer. Your AC will last longer. All the options are there. It's FASWD.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, Let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
So, what could you do with 8 hours? With that much time, probably a lot, right? Or nothing at all sounds pretty good too. With an 8-hour battery life, a vape device from Blue gives you the freedom to unplug. So relax, disconnect, or just let yourself focus on getting your own stuff done with a full 8 hours of unlit you time. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fonum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fonum US LLC.
At International Diamond Center, their diamonds don't just sparkle, they come to life.
The diamond doesn't smile at you, don't buy it. The diamond's got to talk to you.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says the reason his diamonds have this magical quality is because every diamond at IDC has passed through the highest possible quality control standards and chosen for maximum beauty.
You're seeing the brilliance and the scintillation. There's no obstruction in that diamond. There's no internal graining. There's no clouds. An IDC diamond is better because, pure and simple, we put the time, the effort of selecting only the best. Every diamond's going to be handpicked by us. We're looking for nothing but the top percent.
So there's never any cutting corners, no compromising, no settling for an okay diamond.
Let's be critical. Let's pick the best and deliver the best we can. We do all the hard work in the beginning.
Is that diamond you're about to buy just okay, or does it speak to you? Come to IDC and listen before you buy.
Anybody that sees it on her hand, they're going to be on, where'd you get that diamond?
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans. So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
Do you know the sounds Dunkin' Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice, randomly, yet rhythmically, shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. It's the shake, shake, shake of a Dunkin' Refresher as you chill by the pool, or an iced coffee while you drive to the beach with the windows down, or a cold brew just because it's good on a hot day. It's the sound of summer, and summer sure does sound good. Try all the Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes. America runs on Dunkin'.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch.
Yeah. We like it when you watch.
At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Ross.
Let's get it.
Slick is in.
Hello.
Jack will be back with us tomorrow, and you're taking off for your birthday party fun times.
Yeah.
We were talking about this a little bit yesterday. It's kind of interesting. You and your fiance Chris, you guys don't take like real long like summer vacations or anything like that, but when birthdays come around, you guys blow it out. You guys really celebrate the hell out of each other's birthdays.
We do because...
Is there a reason for any of that?
I think mainly because the way our birthdays land just works with his festival schedule in Mount Dora.
Got it.
You know, because there's, 38 events he puts on a year.
This guy's married to the game.
He is married to the game.
And he tells people that. He's like, you're going to get me divorced before I even get married.
That's funny.
Don't make me work these kinds of hours.
That's great. You know, it's weird how people look at birthdays. It's so different. Like, we have a standard way that we handle most of our family's birthdays. I think probably like most families in the U.S., the weekend before or after when it's easiest. You know, if it falls in the middle of the week or a Thursday or Friday, you go to the weekend before or after, whichever fits the schedules best.
No, I celebrate the whole month. Then
you get together and you have, at a restaurant or at the house, you do your simple gift exchange and a little simple homemade cake or something. That's how most birthdays. The weird thing is like my wife doesn't really care much about, like, Christmas is okay. She doesn't mind Christmas and stuff, but
Christmas is okay.
I know.
No,
he says Christmas is okay. Let's move on. No big deal.
In the sense of celebration, that's a family thing. But what I'm saying is, and I'm sure there are people out there like this, I'm not one of these people. If we can get a couple friends together, have a couple drinks, that's fine for my birthday. It really doesn't hit me like that. But my wife really likes to celebrate her birthday. Like, that's the one time of year she likes to rip it up and celebrate her birthday. And I just don't meet many people like that. I'm like, most people save that for other times of the year or whatever. 4th of July, New Year's, Christmas, whatever.
Well, it's different. You're a December baby. You're December 4th. So in 3 weeks, you get another great holiday.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's why he thinks Christmas is just okay. I get it, man. I feel bad for December babies.
That was Jesus's birthday. Yo, this is Jim Colbert.
It's got nothing to do with stop it. My God almighty.
I get it. You're jealous of Jesus.
My God almighty. Everybody should be jealous of Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
My God almighty.
It's not a bad point, actually.
I just think you a little bit more. But should I be jealous of Jesus? No, because he didn't have a great ending.
Or the greatest.
The greatest, yeah.
We came back to life. I mean, you can do that?
I can't do that.
Well, there you go. He's got you there.
But then he did.
1-0 Jesus.
Shout out.
Slinky, when is your birthday?
My birthday is in the worst month possible.
Then that would make you a January baby.
Oh, I can prove it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
My birthday's in February, right?
Oh, God, it's...
My daughter's birthday is February 5th.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to spend money.
Okay, I see where this
Valentine's is February 14th.
Oh, man.
I got to spend money.
Uh-huh.
My birthday is February 24th. I get to save money only to spend it on February 27th when is my girlfriend's birthday.
That's so funny.
Man, you're sandwiched between two women.
You get your ass kicked in February, buddy.
He does.
Good Lord.
Damn, I'll take my January birthday.
Enjoy your Black History Month.
Here's to you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's whack.
Celebrate it wisely.
So, does Olivia like to do a lot of stuff? Like, is she a big birthday person? Do you like to she likes a big celebration type thing, or?
Well, so she was, her birthday's December 7th, which is Pearl Harbor Day.
Right.
And I always bring that up.
Yeah.
I always bring that up.
Do you really?
Every time. Every birthday morning, I always go, hey, by the way, did you know?
That's great.
Yeah, so that's becoming a birthday tradition.
But does she get caught up in the whole Christmas thing because you're celebrating Christmas a couple weeks later?
Yeah, I think she leans more Christmas than her birthday.
Right.
Yeah. How about you?
I enjoy my birthday.
Yeah.
I will always try to take the day off.
You kind of blow it out a little bit?
Yeah, he's a July baby.
It's the least that you can do, I feel, to
take your day off?
To respect yourself is to not work on your birthday.
See, man, if that's I get it, but if it's a Thursday, like I would just take Friday off instead. You see what I'm saying? Because it doesn't make any sense to take Thursday off and then have to come back the very next day to work.
You take Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, thanks, Deb. I appreciate that.
It makes all of the sense to take that Thursday off. That's the day.
Yeah.
That's the heavy one.
I think there's a certain time in your life where you just forget about your birthday. I remember this. And my dad's birthday was just this past weekend. He just turned 82, I think.
Oh, wow.
And but his I remember when my dad turned 50. Like, I got him an over-the-hill card.
Of course, we all did that.
You did all the when you turned 50, and my old man did not appreciate it.
I bet not.
he was unappreciative of the reminder of being old.
You think this is funny that I'm closer to death?
Right. I mean, I'm serious, man. I was like, okay, Bob, chill out. I mean, it's just a stupid card. I mean, nobody thinks you're going to die tomorrow. And here he is, 82, still driving to play cards.
My grandmother just turned 97.
Damn.
My mom is down in Colombia right now.
Damn.
He did that Kevin Hart thing.
Yeah, he did the Kevin Hart thing.
Well, I mean, you're just like, damn. It's impressive. Look,
he's doing it.
Code Black's father-in-law is 100.
Wow.
And still, like, lives his own life, gets up, goes, walks around, used to swim. I think he swam every day until probably about like 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
And now it's just like, just afraid to be able to get out of the pool.
Wow.
Just to be able to walk up the steps is, that stuff's challenging. When
Taking
you're
a bath at any age.
Oh, yeah.
Once you start getting up there in the triple numbers.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We're going to go over Jack's What'd You Do that's new. Of course, he's not here today, but we know what it is. Ross, you have something for us?
Yeah.
You do?
Was that not convincing?
It was
not. It wasn't.
It was not, buddy, because usually this is something you really love.
I do.
Giving me, for some reason, horrible animation to watch.
Oh, Rick and Morty is fun.
It was the caveman thing.
Oh,
It was the last one.
Oh, yeah, that was troubling.
Primal?
Primal. Yeah, that show goes hard.
That way hard.
T-Rex blood.
Yeah.
Have you started beef yet?
No.
God, dude.
I live with a vegan.
All right, 407-916-1041. What'd you do that's new is next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still looking at slowdowns in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon as you travel between the Beach Line and 535 and between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. Looking at flashing lights and accident activity reported on Dean Road at Colonial Drive. No problems or delays to report for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. During Staples Small Business Deal Days, find new deals in-store each week. Plus, rewards members get $30 back in rewards when they spend $100 or more. Rewards offer ends May 13th. Limit 1. Redeemable in-store only. Save big for your business at Staples.
It's a fact when it comes to your health, early detection saves lives, no question about it. Also a fact, 1 out of 3 people in our country will die of heart disease, and in 30 to 40% of those heart attacks, the first symptom, the very first one, is sudden death. But now is the good news. You don't have to be a stat. You can take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. That's a $699 value. I'm getting the full body scan coming up in a couple weeks. Pretty fired up about it. Me and my wife both. When I lost my mom to kidney disease and my uncle, who never smoked a cigarette in his life, to lung cancer, I didn't think twice about it. Do what I'm doing. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. That way you can find out how you're doing, and while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Ah, what a day to be a Florida tomato. Sunny, warm, and expected afternoon showers. I am feeling so fine. You say tomato, I say, what the?
Florida tomatoes. They're ripe for the picking. So look for fresh from Florida tomatoes where you shop and support our state. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
I won over $500,000 playing slots. I do this full time and I would not change it for the world. It's fun and I win. I win a lot.
It happens every day. Regular people are winning every single day. Whether it's $500 or $50,000, anybody can win. Because when they win, I feel like I'm winning.
I came one night, hit the double downs, had a couple of good runs, and won about $300,000.
Anybody could win at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Must be 21 to play slots or table games. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves
to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, the radio murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Ocean Bank is coming to Orlando. So we decided to bring you a break from the commercial break. Take this time to dream about how you would grow your business with Ocean Bank. Visit us at oceanbank.com. Ocean Bank, member FDIC.
Having your home damaged in a storm can leave you and your family feeling like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Understanding your rights and what your homeowner's policy covers is important. Our team of storm loss attorneys are ready to help you pick up the pieces. If your property has been damaged in a storm, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. Office in Orlando.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Summer's almost here. Time to get swimsuit ready for the pool parties and beach vacations. And for the confidence to look your very best, get RM3 from Red Mountain Weight Loss. RM3 works on your belly, hips, and thighs, attacking unhealthy fat and reshaping your body, all while helping you lose up to 20 pounds or more per month. There's simply no faster way to get swimsuit ready than with RM3. It's safe and effective for men and women, and it's all natural, so it won't make you nervous or jittery. RM3 helps overcome issues that cause weight gain, like a slowing metabolism, hormone imbalance, or menopause. This patented medication is available only by prescription, and you can only get it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. So trust the experts at Red Mountain Weight Loss for programs that are doctor supervised and highly successful. Lose weight and look great, just in time for summer with RM3. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone right now and use the keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss. That's pound 250 keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Grand, G-R-A-N-D. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Give it a realradio.fm and send it away for your chance at $1,000. That's right, grand. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. We hope you win for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, and Ross, and Slick all here for you today. Let's do What You Do That's New.
What you do that's new. What you do that's new. Hey, if we only knew something new to do, we're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
That's right, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. That's car crash. Call Klausman. We'll talk to Glenn on Thursday for Colbert Court. What'd you do that's new? Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock. One of the members of the show will have suggested something for the other members to read, listen, or watch, and then we come back and discuss that the following Tuesday. Jack would be up today. He suggested something for us, which was the discussion on AI on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, the AI revolution. You can find the master list at jimcolbertlive.com so you can follow along and watch, read, or listen with us.
Yeah, it's Scott Pelley is the correspondent who walks you through this, and it is mind-numbing. It is mind-numbing, this AI thing. If you'll notice, I've focused a little bit of AI almost in every show now for the last couple of weeks. It is by far going to be one of those moments in time where you're there, and there are a few moments, that you can say this for sure, where you could go, okay, well, I remember the first time I messed with ChatGPT, and then you'll realize 5 years from now, no differently than the first time you logged on your MySpace page or your Facebook page, or maybe just
cell phone,
did a Google search for the first time to find out a recipe or something, you'd never used it before, and you're like, holy crap, I've got all this information at my fingertips. And now you think the next iteration of that is not only do you have it at your fingertips, it's directable, it's maneuverable, it's smart, it can predict what you want without you even really doing a whole lot to do it. And I think it's a revolutionary time in my life. At 55 years old, I will remember this time for the remainder of my existence. This will be a pivot point in technology and the way the human species interacts. And I have made a benchmark note of it in my existence. I don't know about you guys.
How long before somebody goes out and marries one of these AI bots?
Oh, well, look, I will tell you.
Not long.
I think the fervor around this is deserved, for the record, and I love the attention that governments globally are paying attention to this already, because they already see the problems. But I'm going to tell you this story I have coming up a little bit later regarding AI and the nefarious nature of how it can be used against you. This is just the tip. This thing's not even a month and a half, 2 months old, and we're already seeing this. Imagine 10 years from now, thinking about the first time you interacted with the internet to now. Go ahead, Deb. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that was the part of this AI revolution that I was happy to hear them talk about. It wasn't just the technology and where the technology is going to go, but what are we going to do to try and stay ahead of it? Unlike the social media where we, open Pandora's box and now years later going, well, I don't know if this is necessarily very good for young people.
I think it's going to be more than just a login and a password when it's all said and done. And I have to tell you, I do believe that this thing's going to be limited to certain people for certain resources. For I don't think it's going to be a toy that anybody can just log on and play with for a while.
That's what I'm hoping.
I don't believe that's going to happen. I just think it's too powerful. The guy who helped develop it left Google to warn the world about its possibilities. This is the guy who helped develop it.
That's not straight from a comic book.
Yeah, that literally
the mad scientist is like, I quit.
That's the truth. So,
seriously.
But what and everybody collectively is saying what I thought from the onset. Well, in the medical world, this is going to be revolutionary. You're going to see advances in medicine and in technology you've never even thought could happen in the next just decade of your life. But the problem is who has access to this is going to be paramount into how safe or unsafe it is. That's the number one key.
I mean, when you look at where they were able to map human proteins, a process that would have taken to do a single protein would have taken 5 years of PhD work. They were able to map like all 276 human proteins. They said upwards of it was like 1 billion hours of PhD work that would have had to have gone into that. And then they made all of that research available to people. In the special, they talked about applying it to malaria vaccines. Right. And so in that sense, the exponential leaps we could make with medicine. But the other side of that, the fake information, the AI videos, taking someone's voice and making it sound like they said something that they didn't say.
We'll do that story right after this so that we'll do that next segment so you can understand exactly where that's going for sure. Ross, what did you think about it?
It's just insane. It's a reminder of we don't know what we don't know. And the next 10 years, it almost feels like digital puberty.
It feels like, I tell you what it feels like to me. I've driven a couple of fast cars in my life. It feels like I jumped in a car, the guy threw me the keys, and I asked him, how many horsepower does this thing have? And he goes, infinite. And in other words, it goes as fast as you want it to go. I mean, that you think about the possibility. Oh, wow, really? Infinite, huh? That's what it is. I mean, it's scary from the onset because you've never experienced anything like it.
Yes.
And again, we're just in the toy version of it now. And I'm serious. You're in the toy version of it now. When you consider that stat I read 2 weeks ago, last week, when it was like out of 1,000 companies interviewed, 90% of them, 90% of the biggest companies in the world are currently searching for prompt engineers. 90%. It's the newest, hottest job. Just figure out how to ask this thing to do what I want it to. That's the only job. Figure out how to ask this machine to tell me the right answer I want or I need. And then they're going to pay you crazy. 900 of those 1,000 companies thought that was an initial hire they had to make immediately.
The part I was listening for was when the reporter asked him, which jobs would be affected through AI. And I was like, I was listening really hard for radio. I was like, and he didn't say it. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, there needs to be a human aspect to that stuff. I mean, what we do is we communicate directly with our audience. If the audience thought we were bots and have no actual human interaction, nothing really to base our comments on, no actual experience, just the thought of experiences or inputted experiences, you lose. It's not genuine. Humans don't really want to have connections with things like that.
Right.
That's not the comical part of it. To me, that's not the novel part of it.
And that's what I think is going to make radio, especially what Real Radio does, right? Personality talk, which, I mean, we're a unicorn. There isn't another station I know of like this in the state of Florida. Yeah. It's going to make that, our product, I think, that much more special.
I hope.
Because it's it's the interaction of 4 human beings. None of it is Chat GPT.
Well, I think that I think I had a conversation with Ross about this very thing. I think that maybe society may revert back to more simpler situations if they don't believe that anything they can watch or read is genuine because it's been generated by a bot or by something that doesn't have an actual experience. I mean, how long would you listen to that? Like if you went to the news and it was all AI generated, and how long would you pay attention to that, or would you tune in to see a talking hologram give you the news when there's no actual connection? I think that's being lost on this, and I'm a realist, but I'm also a pessimist as well. But in this situation, I think it's really healthy to have a pessimist look at this thing because we already understand the power of it. Like I don't need to shoot you with the most powerful gun in the world to tell you it's the most powerful gun in the world. You're going to believe me without the damage.
Right.
And that's the thing with this. I mean, they're telling you how powerful this thing is. You should believe it. I mean, the people who designed it are telling you that.
I mean, look you have the biggest heads of some of the biggest tech companies writing that letter 6 months ago, asking, or a few months ago, asking for a 6-month moratorium on AI development, which just cool the brakes. Let's just figure out where we're going with this. Who should have access to it?
And people took that as we need to just stop putting information into it for 6 months. Like, but I was like, if you think that's the case, that's not going to slow anything down. 6 months, and this thing is a second of time comparatively when it comes to learning. This thing is learning and can learn at a rate that you can't even comprehend.
Yeah,
you can't even comprehend it. This thing mapped the genome, and you're talking about. Debs, you're talking about a team of PhDs, generations of those people to do what this thing did in days, hours.
Yeah. I mean, the robots taught themselves how to play soccer.
I know.
Like I'm watching this, and my mind is blown because
and did not give it any other input. Just
nothing.
Said the goal is to get the ball into that thing, and they said it never stopped playing. It never stopped. It played thousands of hours, thousands of games.
And that's my concern are the black box issues and the hallucinations. Because we're seeing it in these, infantile, these first givings of AI and where they can, teach itself something. And the creators are like, yeah, we don't know how it did that.
Yeah.
That's a little like,
or start spitting out little
don't name it Skynet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the reporter said, well, if you don't fully understand it, why would you release this to all these people?
Right.
And I got to tell you, a couple of that guy's answers made me feel like that guy's a comic book bad guy. That guy is a comic book bad guy. He looks like you're just missing a glass eye and a cape.
And this is Pichai, the leader of Google.
Yeah.
If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's the Joker.
And I'll tell you something else. I don't know about you guys, but when I see somebody get asked a very difficult question and they smile while they answer, don't trust them.
Yeah.
For one thing, people who smile too much to begin with, don't trust them. But secondly, when I ask you a tough question and then the question's so tough that as a viewer I went, ooh.
Yeah.
And then your answer is like you smile and give that answer as if like you're maybe a little condescending.
Yes.
I was like, you need to be considerably more understanding of where you're coming from here, buddy. Read the room.
Yeah.
People are freaking the F out. And just because you know doesn't mean anything to us.
Yeah, and his answer, I believe, was like, well, we don't fully understand humans.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's
not the answer.
that's not what I asked you.
Yes, that's not an answer.
Yeah, I'm going to say that question again because that answer was dumb.
Yeah, it's super dumb. But if you want to know what we're talking about, it's 60 Minutes did a special on AI. Scott Pelley was the correspondent who did it. You can get the link at JimColbertLive.com. Our master list for What'd You Do That's New, it's right there. You can click right through and watch it. We strongly suggested about a half an hour or so.
Yeah.
Certainly worth having the information on something that is going to affect your life. And I almost don't care what you do. In some way, shape, or form, this is going to affect the way you live your life in the real near future. So just go check it out, and that way you can be part of the discussion. What do you have for us, Ross?
Man, I've been excited for this one.
You're a liar. You just figured it out last break.
You are. If I'll be honest with you, I remembered it last break.
Okay.
I had this idea as soon as I started doing this, and it's really helped me out. It's put things in a different perspective. You guys are going to have maybe a little hate for me.
Let's say it this way, a little more.
You guys are going to journal.
Oh, come on.
At least one page within the next 7 days. One page. I don't care. I'm expecting more than, a sticky note.
Let me start right now. I'm going to do it online here.
No, don't. It's also going to be handwritten.
I hate I've started mine, buddy.
I've been journaling. I've been probably maybe 2 to 3 days on average a week. It is.
How long have you been doing it?
Now.
I like how you bludgeon us with your new life habits. That's my favorite. You bludgeon us with
the segment's about.
I feel like I'm going to be a better person, so I'm going to bludgeon these people with it and see if they can be better people too, because I feel like I'm so much better.
What's the name of the segment? What'd you do that's new?
Okay. Yeah.
Where you share
Don't
what
you use that against me. Don't you dare.
New.
Just do it.
Journal.
Okay.
One page, 1 day. It can be day of.
Okay.
I strongly suggest first thing in the morning, cup of coffee, because you'll be surprised how fast that hand, all of a sudden you just, put down 1,000 words without even thinking.
How many pages have you done total?
I think I'm at 45.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. And I've
just 1 page a day?
1 page a day, sometimes 2.
Just depending on what happens that day?
Yeah. And also the last couple of days, writing, sometimes I write what I'm thankful for. Sometimes I write down just a vent to myself.
Did you write about the Hazel stuff?
Yeah, the Zelda stuff?
The Zelda stuff, I'm
yes,
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They don't all look the same here, Jim. I got 2 different dogs.
You know how he is.
But yeah, you guys are going to journal. You guys are going to journal 1 page. I look forward to it.
Mine's just going to say, hi, Ross, hi, Ross,
No.
hi, Ross, hi, Ross.
No, and I'll be honest with you, it's going to take probably the first 10 minutes is going to feel so weird. You're going to go, what am I supposed to write about?
I'm just going to write, I will not spit gum in Darla's hair. I will not spit gum in Darla's hair.
Yeah. But the goal is to try to get to a point where you start almost relearning and learning things about yourself that you forgot about.
All right, good. I'll try that. No problem whatsoever.
You do have a journal.
I got about 6 of them.
Yeah.
Some people want me to journal for some reason, Deborah. They keep buying them for me.
And we're not going to read them on air, but we will talk about what we said.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. He'll put that up on the master list for What'd You Do That's New. That way you can click right through and check it out. Or the one that we have up there now that Jack has if you want to see that. And then, of course, we'll go over the journaling thing. And then I'll tell you guys the story that I have about AI. This thing's crazy. And again, this is with AI only being a couple months old. And this is happening already. We'll do that next.
What'd you do that's new? Brought to you by Glenn Klossman. KLAESMANLAW.com.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman. KlossmanLaw.com.
Still looking at slowdowns in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon as you travel between the Beach Line and 535 and between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. Looking at flashing lights and accident activity reported on Dean Road at Colonial Drive. No problems or delays to report for those taking the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new Rechargers are handcrafted energy drinks to help you power through your day. Made the way you want, iced or frozen, with natural sources of caffeine. Get energy for every day. Gotta have a Wawa.
Yo, it's Ross. I'm here to tell you about Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. Straight up, they make great beer. In fact, they make my favorite beer. Their Blood Orange Wheat is my #1 right now. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind Persimmon Hollow Beer, are just passionate about the beer that they brew. You can really taste how much they give a damn about their beer. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. PersimmonHollowBrewing.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call, the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
And now, a couple of corny facts. Number 1, there are about 800 kernels in each ear of corn. Number 2, an ear of corn always has an even number of rows. And number 3, Florida sweet corn season ends in June. June? What? Why didn't anybody tell me that it was gonna...
Oh, well, I guess that's a wrap.
It's sweet corn season in Florida. Stop on your way home and get some before it's gone. See more seasonal produce at followfreshfromflorida.com.
The podcast, Silenced, the Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, the Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's your last chance to shop SpringFest savings at Lowe's. Need a new appliance? Get an additional $300 off select major kitchen appliances when you spend $1,996 or more. You can also save across the entire store, including our garden area, and get 2 Bonnie 9-pack vegetables for $10. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/3. Bonnie offer in-store only and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine. Fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did... For a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this. When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Do you know the sound Dunkin' Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice randomly yet rhythmically shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. And summer sure does sound good. Try Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffee, cold brew, and lattes. America runs on Dunkin'.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. Hey. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K every single day. Fueled by Circle K. At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday out there. It's a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful week, actually.
Yeah, it is. Dry.
Nice and cool. Next week, the heat sets in.
No last blast?
No last blast. I think we blasted it out. That's it. 90s set in next week, and I don't think they're going home until November. They're going to be persistent house guests.
Yeah, they are.
All right, welcome back. I'm Jim, Deb, and Ross, and Slick here for us as well. Grand is your 4 o'clock keyword, G-R-A-N-D. Get over to realradio.fm. Send that away. It'll tell you exactly what to do. And, of course, wait by your phone. If you're playing the game, they call you to tell you you've won, so you got to keep your phone near. You're looking for no caller ID. Even though you don't know, you got to pick up.
Pick it up. Take your chances.
All right, so we're talking about this AI thing. This story is kind of horrifying. Jennifer DiStefano's phone rang one afternoon as she climbed out of her car outside her dance studio where her younger daughter, Aubrey, had a rehearsal. The caller showed up as unknown. She briefly contemplated not picking it up, but her older daughter, her 15-year-old Brianna, was away training for a ski race, and she feared it could be a medical emergency. So she picks up the phone and says, hello?
Also, could have been $1,000.
Sure has. Yeah,
good callback, Ross.
Said hello, and she was greeted by yelling and sobbing. A voice on the other line yelled, "Mom, I messed up," screamed a kid's voice. What did you do? What happened? The mom yelled back. And the voice sounded just like her daughter's, exactly like her daughter's, exactly like it. The inflection, everything. Then you hear a man in the background going, "Lay down, put your head back." What happened was scammers went to her social media page and pulled enough voice from videos she'd put online to enter it into AI and clone her voice. And then they faked a kidnapping and demanded a ransom.
This is different than when Ross's mom got that call saying that he'd been put in jail.
I got one for my son, remember?
That's
Who
right.
said he was being held by somebody because it was a drug deal gone bad.
That's
and
right.
They had him at gunpoint. And we're gonna do thank God the same thing. What happened for me is I just called my son. My wife was freaking out, losing her mind, and I immediately got on my phone and called my son, who was working out, and asked me what was going on. He was busy.
Wow.
I said nothing. We'll tell you later. And then I got the phone from the scammer, and I said, buddy, and then we went crazy. Stepped outside and put a cursing clinic on.
Yeah. You told him that you were the one that knocks.
Right, exactly. But this case is so nefarious because they actually used the kid's daughter. And when you talk to the mom says it was exactly her kid's voice. Impossible to tell it apart. Begging for help. Then the person requested $1 million.
Yeah. My mom did not need any AI for her to think that scammer called her up, was like, your son's been arrested. And she was like, no doubt, overdue. We saw it coming. How much do I owe you? No text, no phone call.
Who do I make this out to?
Yeah. What do you want? Crypto? Whatever you want.
So this was a virtual kidnapping scam, targets people around the country. The average loss, by the way, most people, if you imagine in this situation, if her kid just didn't pick up the phone, that's all that had to happen. She had to call her kid, and her phone could have been dead. Like my kids are dead all the time. They could have been out of time. They could have been lost, whatever the case may be. That kid doesn't pick that phone up to verify that she hasn't been kidnapped. This woman starts talking to these people about sending him money. I mean, you can't not.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because we hear about abductions all the time. It would not be out of the realm of possibility for a kid to be abducted, especially a 15-year-old girl. I mean, I see the picture of the girl. She's an attractive young lady. I mean, obviously, an even bigger target because of that.
I would like to think that I would answer the phone like Liam Neeson,
Special set of skills.
I don't know who you are. I would like to think that because I'm former military, but I'll be honest, I'd be freaking out.
Yeah, you should be freaking out. It's your blinking kid.
Yeah.
They did find out, of course, that wasn't the kid. Something was going on. Then they called the cops. And the cops were taking, they took the report, but what are you supposed to do? I mean, it's almost impossible to track these phones. They could do it on burner phones, which they could immediately just break in half and throw into a river. You'll never know. There's no history of where it comes from or where it's sold. You're not ever going to get the serial number off the phone to do any tracking or anything. So it's just one of these things where they take a shot. Why not, right?
But is it like a higher level of surveillance? Because, I mean, they obviously knew that the child wasn't at home.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, maybe they go to social media and she says, again, you share so much of your life with the general public.
Right.
You share so much of it. I could easily go to your social media page and find out what you did last weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a regular updater,
Right.
I mean, these are teenage girls. I'm guessing social media is a relatively big part of their life. You go on Snapchat or you go on Insta and you see, oh, wow, I can't wait 2 more days before my big ski trip.
That's what you're not supposed to do.
You're not supposed to do any of that. You're not supposed to tell. Matter of fact, I have people now that when they go on vacation, friends of ours, when they go on vacation, they tell me, whatever you do not put on social that I'm away from my home. Please don't ever do that.
Gotcha.
Like they're cognizant of that just simply because they know that there are people out there just dumb enough or smart enough, for that matter.
Troll social media, know that your house is going to be empty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that's half of it.
I bet you would be amazed at how much you could learn about people in this building right now just by peeping their social media to find out where they've been over the last week.
Right.
What car they're driving. May even be able to pick up their license plate number, what they wore to work that day. What their boyfriends or girlfriends' names are, where they live.
Well, if that's what you're basing it off of, like your last, most recent Facebook posts, I think you're pretty safe, Jim. Because your last post was you shooting a gun.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good point.
Well, my wife posted about me stump grinding the other day, but I don't put a lot of posts up. I posted up that my father-in-law and I were out at the Steve Martin show the other day. So you would know that. You would know just that I wasn't home that night.
Wait, what is stump grinding?
You get a machine and
sounds like a dance move. It's not.
I don't know. It sounds like sex with a midget.
Easy.
Whoa, that was a visual I was not prepared for.
Can't say sex on the show. It's a spinning wheel with teeth, and you just basically sweep it across the top, and it just grinds the thing into nothing.
Kind of like the same thing you talked about,
Yeah.
just a little different machinery.
It wouldn't be a small person.
No.
If you show some respect.
Yes, I'm sorry.
An
I'm sorry.
amputee.
Small person.
There you
Amputee.
go. Yeah. That's what I would consider stump grinding.
They eventually lowered the ransom to $50,000.
Oh.
They're like, it's going to be $1 million if you want to see your kid alive, or $50,000.
Yeah.
Which is easier for you to get? Whichever's fine. $1 million seems like a lot now that I say it. Unbelievable, man. The caller said the wiring, the $50K would be traceable. He'd pick her up in a white van, put a bag over her head. And a lot of this is coming out of Mexico. A lot of these scams originate in Mexico. And of course, the thing is, it's funny. I mean, that's life imitating art, because in Mexico, they actually do this.
Yes.
They don't virtually do it. They will bag your ass and take you in a van. We just saw it happen.
Yes.
And they don't really care about your well-being at all. They don't care where you are.
No, you're a means to an end.
What your socioeconomic status is. They do not care at all.
And if you've ever seen snowfall, you're scared as hell at this point.
Yeah.
It's a crime in a can down in Mexico.
Mexico. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Yeah, that's horrifying. When that happened to me, when we were at an RV dealership. I mean, you think about that, like you're doing something you waited to do. We actually built this time in to do this. Like, we're going to get a camper. We're going to start a new lifestyle. It's going to be awesome. We're all happy. We're there. We're about to make a deal. Get that phone call. My wife was like, what?
Wow.
No.
And I'm like, what? And I thought somebody died. Of course, when you see my wife reacting like that, I thought there was something really bad.
Yeah.
A car wreck or something like that. It turns out to be this. And man, that was a pretty traumatic evening. It took us a while to gamble that off.
If it was real, are you paying the money, or are you going on like some crusade like Commando?
No, buddy. Listen, it's going to be straight to the bank for that one. And then we kind of figure it out after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was something serious there. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought you would strap on a bandolero.
Well, what am I supposed to do if
That's what I thought.
If they're holding my kid, what am I supposed to go in there? Like I'm some
Hell
Hollywood guy?
Yeah.
You're Jim Rambo Colbert.
Let me make 1 or 2 phone calls. I'll let you know where we meet.
Oh, I got the right friends. Listen, we got the right friends with the right dogs to get in there. But, I mean, you got to make sure your kid's safe first.
Yeah, I mean,
then the retribution goes.
Yeah, you have.
And you go hard. You go biblical.
Oh, yeah.
You have the same amount of guns as a small country.
Remember that perfect line off of Pulp Fiction? I'm about to go medieval on this guy's ass.
I need a blowtorch and some pliers.
Exactly.
about to burn some toes off. One at a time. The best retribution scene of all time, though. I think this is the name of the movie. Was it a law-abiding citizen?
Oh, yeah.
Where the guy, or was it something where he takes that guy and puts him on a gurney in a room and fills him full of drugs so he can't pass out?
Yes.
As he tortures and basically, he basically takes him apart with a skill saw. But
whoa,
yeah, and he fills him full of all these drugs, and he's narrating the scene and telling this guy killed his kid and his wife, raped him and stuff. So the retribution is as heavy as you could possibly want it.
Yeah,
and it's pretty intense because he's so perfectly calm the entire time. Matter of fact, I think the movie plot is that he helps get them free. In other words, they were up for trial, and he introduced evidence that freed them so that he could get his hands on them.
Oh, see, that's the other reason why I love that Jennifer Garner movie, Peppermint, because she takes a couple of the gangbangers that killed her daughter and husband and strings them up from a Ferris wheel.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I never watched that movie. I went by, but I'm not a Jennifer Garner fan, so I wouldn't watch it because of that.
Major ass. It's a good flick.
Is it?
That reminds me of that one scene in WALL-E. Same thing.
All right. Sorry, 407.
Wally never kicked ass.
916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Wally did kick a little ass.
He kicked some ass.
That was a good movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Wally was a damn good movie.
It is a good movie.
Not better than The Iron Giant. If you want to cry at an animated movie, watch Iron Giant. It's a guarantee. It's Marley and Me cry worthy.
Really?
Oh yeah. You read the title, you just start crying.
All right.
I'm serious.
Iron Giant.
It's very, very good. It's very Wall-E-esque, but it's really good.
Does he rust? And
I can't tell. Honestly, it's been years that
you haven't seen
No.
Iron Giant? Oh, man. That's the foundation of all your movies that you like.
It really is.
It really, yeah. No, that was the first one that really yanked on, I think, on your heartstrings, and it was a full-blown animated film. It made Jim cry.
Oh,
I know.
And it's a straight-up cartoon.
It takes a lot. And actually, I would tell you, in my lifetime, I've probably cried more at animated movies than any other kind of movie. Those early Disney movies, dude, I'm telling you straight up, I couldn't watch Bambi for years.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to cry in front of people. I remember that as a kid, like as a young boy, going, "Man, I'm not watching this. No way. I'm not about to bust out crying in front of my cousins. Look like some bitch."
I got caught kind of getting welled up over something really embarrassing.
Which is
a Publix commercial.
Last episode of Ted Lasso got me.
Really?
Yeah, the last episode, the ending, I bid on it. I didn't see it coming.
Come on.
I didn't shed a tear, but I was.
Did your lip tremble?
Just the eyes got a little watery. They got lubed up. They were ready to go.
Eyes were sweating.
Yeah.
A lot of dust in the house.
When's the last time you cried at something you watched? You do not hit me as the guy that cries at something you watch.
This is embarrassing, but
okay, then give it to me.
I'm a really big fan of the movie Forrest Gump.
Okay,
right?
very good.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen,
There's a military aspect to it?
Yes, I've seen this movie. It's funny, the first time I saw it, I was on the bus to basic training.
Oh, man.
Wow. Was when I first saw it.
What a movie to choose for those guys.
I know,
Yeah.
seriously.
Right.
And I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell did I do with my life?
Yeah.
People are getting blown up, shot up, but
And next up, Full Metal Jacket.
yeah, exactly. And then there's a part of it that always tears me up, which is the part where Jenny dies and he's at
Come on.
God.
He's at the tree.
Yes.
Talking to her about
Yes.
taking care of little Forrest.
Oh, fly away, right? Fly away.
can't. Yes, I can't. It's two things. It's that, and it's the scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Will's father leaves.
Oh,
and he's
no.
talking to Uncle Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I can't handle it.
Somebody just hit me with another one from my childhood, Fox and the Hound.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they
Never
were-
saw it.
Oh, jeez. She's avoiding tears at all costs.
Deborah.
What?
The Fox and the Hound.
Right.
The traditional hunting
Right.
relationship. Well, they're friends, and then they grow up.
And they have to hunt each.
Deborah.
Jimmy.
So sad.
God. Oh,
Dumbo.
Let me tell you something.
When
And-
his mom puts her trunk through the door.
Never
and
saw Dumbo. Is this our show today? is us being.
You've never seen Dumbo?
I've never seen Dumbo. No.
Really?
No, never saw it.
And the racist overtones?
Oh wow! No, but would you think that would attract it to me?
No, but Dumbo. Someone texted it in.
I'm renting the HD version tonight, though. I don't know. Some good old racism in there.
7031, where they say when she's rocking Dumbo from inside her jail cell in her trunk, singing "Baby of Mine."
Oh man,
yeah, that's rough.
Just murder.
That's rough.
Just murder.
And just for slick.
You placed here under our tree.
Oh, not Forrest. No.
Why are you doing this to me?
And I had that house of your father bulldozed to the ground.
Oh.
Mama always said dying was a part of life.
Look at him, you little baby.
I sure wish it was. Little Forrest.
Oh my God, you're killing me now.
Do you remember?
I forgot about Little Forrest. That was Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, they had Little Forrest.
They had Little Forrest.
Which is kind of messed up in a little way.
Hey, a little bit.
He's so smart, Jenny.
yeah.
That part kills me.
It's so smart.
Oh, that is so good. You're right. I forgot about Little Forrest. Oh, man. Now I got to wipe the tears out of my eyes.
There you go.
Oh, Jenny.
So wait a second. Now I'm thinking about Forrest Gump. She had HIV.
Yeah, she
was
had
that
HIV.
post or pre-Forrest?
Oh, that was no. That was okay when she went off to go party and stand on the windowsill with Greg Allman.
Yeah,
and basically that's what they were basically saying was that and you got the heroin thing. It's either the needle or sex. Got HIV from that.
Yeah, all right. But
yeah.
I'm just. She never gave it to Forrest, right?
No. Come on, man.
Well,
that's Forrest Gump, dude.
Yeah, I
exactly. He has the best luck ever.
Yeah, that's Forrest Gump.
He played ping pong for America.
He did, man. He had his own paddle. He wore shorts.
I'm just saying that wasn't the ending, right?
He showed the president of the United States his buttocks.
He did.
Yeah. Oh, that was my favorite part. I gotta pay.
I got shot in the butt.
Oh man, that's legend status.
You know
there.
what? Shout out to Forrest Gump for being like
that's legend status.
I just like that we're comfortable impersonating Forrest Gump, and I think that's a one-person list.
By the way,
yeah, you can't do that to anybody else.
Can't do that.
They have a really killer soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
Forrest Gump has a great soundtrack. I had a double CD of it. It was great.
Forrest Gump and Boiler Room are like my two. I don't think Boiler Room officially has a soundtrack, but those two movies have the best music.
I'm gonna tell you straight
best
up,
war music from the 60s.
You want to set a vibe for a night? Just on the Pulp Fiction soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Cut one. Just do that and just start doing heroin. That's all you got to do right now. All right, back in a sec.
Real Radio is Real Music Weekends.
But I'm a creep.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the upper 80s. Mostly sunny skies will prevail, so do make sure you are staying hydrated due to the heat today. We are going to be seeing winds out of the west at 10 to about 20 miles per hour. Overnight lows tonight dipping into the low 60s, mostly clear, and those breezes do continue. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back, and look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, instead of hearing about free active duty checking accounts, great rates, and exclusive member deals, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
Hi! Special shout outs to my dad, grandfather, brother, and uncles for serving their country. You are my heroes. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Army Captain Cody DeWald. I want to thank you for all that you do for our family, son, and happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi,
Wishing my husband, retired U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander David Day, a happy Military Appreciation Month. Thank you for being our hero.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
When you order food for work on EasyCater.com, we've got your back. Real humans are here to help with your order every step of the way, making sure everything goes right, even behind the scenes without you knowing. Confirming and double confirming with the restaurant that everything is on track. If there's a problem,
thanks for calling EasyCater.
Call us anytime, day or night, and we'll answer in seconds. We're right here with 100,000 restaurants, working hard to ensure the food arrives on time and is ordered. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Ross is here.
Yeah.
Slick is in with us today.
Hello.
Good seeing you, buddy, as always. This is the
late, great Gordon Lightfoot.
The late, great Gordon Lightfoot, man. How crazy is that? It's funny. I thought he died years ago, to be honest with you. I woke up this morning and said, Gordon Lightfoot dead. I'm like, oh, they do this to me all the time. They give me all this time. And I was like, oh, no, he wasn't dead. He was alive the whole time. 84 years old. And when he died, he looked like the bad guy in Poltergeist 2.
Yeah, he did.
That weird creature that always screams into your screen door about how the end times are coming. That's what he looked like, with a mullet.
I like this song.
Oh,
It's
man,
like,
this guy. Let me tell you something.
It's like a audible glass of milk.
Yeah, turn it up. Oh, yeah. This is like a light rainstorm.
Yeah.
Built to put you down.
This is like the soundtrack of the 70s, right? The storyteller,
Oh,
songer,
Folk
singer.
music.
Yeah.
Along with like America and...
Yep.
This is the song that's set to me and Jim's montage of Jim trying to teach me how to camp.
What else you got for Gordon Lightfoot in there?
We've got...
That's not one of his giant hits. I mean, there's Edmund Fitzgerald's a big one. If you could see, how's it go? Come on, man. You gotta have more than this.
Died. You gotta be a bigger fan.
It's funny because he's like, he's got bigger hits than that, and then he can't sing
I
it.
was thinking the name of it. If I could see in your eyes or something like that. Oh,
yeah, here we go.
this
Sundown.
this is wartime. Every Vietnam movie
Yeah.
has this.
Yeah.
Chopper flying into
wait,
a
no.
sun.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah, he's at a whorehouse.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That's what he's doing. Yeah, he wrote. He was so popular for a while, like early '70s. Like this
Yeah.
whole music, this thing was a big scene. Bell bottoms and corduroys and mutton chops and white dudes with perms. It was the greatest.
Hated that look.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Lots of. Oh yeah, man.
The white dude perm look, not good.
Yeah,
You
this
don't
by the
like
way,
the blonde hair ball sack look?
this era of music created the porn look, the porn stash,
Yeah.
the porn perm. All of that came from the early '70s adult film scene, and these guys loved it.
I thought chicks dig like that whole Tom Jones look.
Oh, are you kidding?
I never understood it. Never understood it in the 70s. Don't understand it now. Just like I never understood avocado green, harvest yellow, or harvest gold.
Skin tight up top where you could see everything, and then when it hit the knees, like an umbrella. Like it just straight bell bottoms.
3 to 4 buttons down on the
Oh,
shirt to allow the chest hair to
That's right.
explode forward.
Hip hugging button fly corduroys.
Nestled in there would be a 10-karat gold medallion from some Caribbean island.
Oh my God! All of it, smelled like Willie Nelson's headband.
Everyone calls it a doobie.
Man,
the era of the doobie.
That's the only thing I think I know about the 70s. I don't know, man. I think they called them doobies back then.
Joints, doobie.
It's also the eras are spelled out by what you call money. Like back in the day, it was like dough, cash, moolah, green.
Yeah.
Now it's cheddar.
Cheddar. That's right.
Paper.
So this is the one I was talking about. Oh, dude, when are you going to get your girl there? You're going to turn this up. And by there, I mean away from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because this is the music I hear coming out of a bubble window,
Oh, yeah, turn this up.
van.
Right, yeah. This is what you play when you're building your fake cast so you can abduct people. This is what you play when you're building your half cast.
Your Buffalo Bill kid.
Right, yeah. When you're bailing at the whale in your basement so that you can hold people there.
I do me.
But, buddy, listen.
My stepdad had one of those white dude perms.
Oh, yeah?
And the porn stash.
That thing was tight.
Rocking them Jesus sandals with them black business socks.
And you spray so much hairspray on it, it's like a helmet. It's like a helmet.
Can use it as a battering ram.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 70s definitely had the best mustaches.
Oh, yeah, no question.
That is just the best mustache decade.
I think that may have been the best male hair decade of all time.
The 70s?
Yeah, I would, because you had a lot of options. You had the mutton chop, you had that front mullet thing, you had the Caesar cut.
You also had the Bee Gees.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
With Andy Gibb with that kind of like Farrah Fawcett
like
feathering back there.
Because the Gibb brothers look like lions.
Yeah,
Like they
well,
had so much
a
hair just on
couple
their
of 'em.
face, and they just whipped it straight back into this.
And their voices were extremely high.
Oh, yeah.
One of them needed more hair.
Yeah.
My dad had the shaft afro,
The Shafro?
Yeah, the Shafro.
Yeah, my dad had the same.
Did you really?
I'm dead serious. He had the
Really?
big old shaft afro.
Did you ever fro it out? Did you ever get it froed?
Did you pick it?
Not really.
No, never
He
worked.
didn't. Look, you don't touch black people hair, okay?
Yeah,
You
I
leave
know.
that right where it's at, okay? I know you want to. Sometimes you feel like you want
Yeah.
to, but just don't do it.
Tell me what other radio station is saying that sentence over a guy named Gordon Lightfoot. All right? You want to talk about range? Listen here, Central Florida. We're the Gary Oldman of radio. All right?
This show just started in my left foot. The Daniel Day-Lewis, huh?
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
We're all over the place. I kind of like this.
Hey, I was listening to the radio the other day, and I was listening to some pretty dope-ass Gordon Lightfoot. This black guy started yelling about touching his hair.
This makes me want to read a book and just film myself reading a book to this song.
Make a hot cup of tea, maybe a bubble bath. Does this have a bath bomb vibe to it?
Oh, yeah, it does have a very bath bomby vibe to it. This is a very hammock vibe.
Yeah.
What is, just getting a hammock?
Mm-hmm. And I'm writing that book, and then at the very end of the song, you just see the end.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what I'm feeling here.
Or this, just as this ends, I pull back the flap to an opium den. Slide in for a month or so. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031.
Do you remember the fish that would be in the platform shoes?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
acrylic heel, and you'd have like one of those fighting fish in there.
That is the look right there.
I'm going to get you, sucker.
Yeah, and that fish is just getting rocked around.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are we jogging, bruh?
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. They're going to build a new monument in Washington, D.C. to who is very interesting. I'll tell you who that is next.
Great timing, Jimmy.
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at a slow ride in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon as you're traveling east and westbound between 535 and Central Florida Parkway. Delays also reported for those traveling between Princeton and Robinson Street. No delays. However, for those traveling north or southbound on the Turnpike today, traffic also looks good for those traveling along the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you run into any traffic problems today, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Shoppers, this is your local sweet corn farmer letting you know that Florida sweet corn is in season. Ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com. And happy eating.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Man, when it comes to your bathroom, you need to make sure you have a really, really good one, especially your guest bathroom. I can help you with that. Rebath of Mid-Florida. These guys are all about replacing or remodeling the bathroom you have. If you think it's terrible, probably is. You probably need to get replaced. That way you can enjoy those family moments at your home right now. You're going to your brother's, your mom's, maybe your sister's. Your guest bathroom is so embarrassing, you just don't want anybody to see it. I get it. I've been in that scenario myself. The good thing is you don't have to be in that scenario, and you don't have to believe all those friends that tell you it's going to be a nightmare story. It's going to go on for months and cost you thousands of dollars over budget. That is not how it works with Rebath. You just go to their showroom, which is very easy to find, 436 up in Altamont across from Kobe. You'll walk in. You'll see some models set up. Those models are there just to show you what the products look like. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. They take their products and your ideas, put them with their design team. Next thing you know, boom, you have some ideas for a beautiful bathroom. You tweak those, and next thing you know, it's perfect. They get to install it 4 to 6 days, not weeks or months, and they do it with their employees, no subcontractors. Even better, they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Hop over to the website, check out the before and afters. That's rebathmidfla.com, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Hey, it's Ryan from the Monsters in the Morning.
And Scott from Edgewater Family Wealth.
Scott, I've been thinking, at this point in my life, which is more important, to manage my time or to manage my money?
You know, it's weird you bring that up. I have a good friend named Sandy who likes to tell me that when you're young, Ryan, you got lots of time, you probably ain't got much money. But when you get older, If you do things right, you got some money, but you ain't got much time.
Let's talk more about that on It's Only Money on Real Radio 104.1, 8 a.m. Sunday morning.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Ocean Bank is coming to Orlando. So we decided to bring you a break from the commercial break. Take this time to dream about how you would grow your business with Ocean Bank. Visit us at oceanbank.com. Ocean Bank. Member FDIC.
Fast food doesn't always have to sound like this. When you buy fresh from Florida, fast food can sound like this. Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on your pet's favorite brands like Blue Buffalo, Iams, Wholehearted, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, and more. Don't forget, your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Central Florida's most accurate forecast is on West 2 First Warning Weather.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Ain't nobody jump. Let's go.
Hey.
I think I know who this is. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
This is my boy right here.
Green is your 5 o'clock keyword. GREEN. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Green. That is your 5 o'clock keyword. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Ross and Slick are here as well. Is that the baby?
Uh-huh.
That is.
Yeah,
Ding, ding, nasty.
Yeah. He's got a freestyle. I think it was on the Breakfast Club and did a freestyle, and it's legendary. And you never know how good any of these rappers are anymore. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because, being a good rapper isn't exactly the thing anymore, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think
being lyrically tight isn't like a...
No, it went out with Eminem. Like, Eminem was like the last Well, yeah, Kendrick too.
It's still alive, but now there's just,
But-
I think, more competition
Yeah.
when it comes to rap genres.
But how dope you were with lyrics determined how successful you were, and that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
It's more beat.
Yeah.
And like it's the look, it's the vibe you're putting out there, right? It's
Yeah.
like almost nothing to do with the music.
I don't even know. I think it's about the energy because
Yeah,
sometimes
that's what I meant,
Listen,
kinda.
I am as Caucasian as they get. Seasoning, get out of here. and me and Slick have been talking about this a fair amount today. The baby, this guy, he's killed someone.
Oh yeah, in a Walmart.
In a Walmart.
Right.
And I think it went to trial and it was self-defense and all that.
Yeah, when you see the video though, it
gets a little
coin flippy.
little sketch.
A little coin flippy
And
there.
right now, I fell into this wormhole with a different rapper.
Dolph?
No, I also Dolph.
Yeah.
But no, it's man.
Ross did that to me last week.
I've been listening to music that makes me feel uncomfortable, and it has created, dare I say, a perfect debate within my own self.
Well, hit me with it because I'll tell you what I listened to on the way home because I think he's one of the most forgotten artists out there and he's brilliant. But go ahead, what's yours? Mine's not a hip hop artist though. But
So I went ahead, I was scrolling, and I have a friend that goes, yo, man, this King Von documentary is crazy. I'm
Right,
like,
you told me about that yesterday.
King Von, what is this?
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
I remember hearing about him briefly. It's a 3.5 hour documentary that, as of right now, I think it has like 8 million views, and it dropped like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Wow.
Everyone is watching this. So I gave it a gander, and I could not turn it off, and it has challenged my ethics when it comes to, like, you want to talk about R. Kelly. You don't want to listen to R. Kelly
Right.
anymore. He got canceled. King Von is responsible for 10 human deaths. And not only that, he's rapping about it.
But if it's gang on gang violence, there's a way that people kind of
just disassociate.
Yeah. It's not like it's a rando, you know. I mean, it's gang on gang violence. So I think a lot of people think like, hey, man, if you're in that game, you kind of understand the thing, you know. So I don't think it has the same like weight as
it absolutely does. When you're hearing a guy rap about a body slumped over on a curb, and you have enough of an idea to go, yeah, he's seen it.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird reality TV almost experience. I am invested. I watched that documentary. Now I know about gangbangers in Chicago.
Well, dude, I think Bobby Shmurda was like the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So Shmurda went to jail, and him and that whole crew, dude, there's like 4 of those guys in Shmurda's group that went down for rapping about killing dudes and shooting people.
Yeah, it's a
Got the
really...
Got the millies spin and then they drop. I mean,
it's a really weird time.
And right now, they're trying to determine whether or not they can use rap lyrics in cases
Exactly.
because YSL is on trial right now. Young Thug and Gunna and all those people. So yeah, same thing.
And that's the other, you know, and there's a charge now to say, listen, what we write for our songs, you know, this is creative artistry. This should not be used
as evidence
against us.
I mean, if you're
out there,
if you're painting a picture of a crime scene that nobody else knows about,
But this is my take on it. If you're dumb enough to put what you did on a record,
Seriously.
you deserve whatever the hell you get.
There's no question.
Well,
I mean,
that's the thing. That's what's selling. Sure, it's very dumb to admit and bring up crimes that you've played a role in on a song. But guess what's getting people to listen? And that's the ethical thing that I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Is it good enough to look past that?
Dog,
That's the thing. Is it so good? Like you look at Kanye. Of course, Kanye never killed anybody, but he's crazy as F. And people go, well, I can look past Kanye's eccentricities to enjoy his music. I mean, I know that's not taking a life, but I mean,
so I have seen you guys are into crime documentaries.
Love them.
Right? I've seen a couple. It hits the same part of my brain when I've
Really?
I was running to King Von. I was running. Why? Because it got me going.
Yeah.
And it's weird when you go, my God, blood was shed for this track to exist and for it to be honest. And it makes me feel sometimes weird, but I also broke a 27-minute 5K this morning.
But, you know, it is an interesting argument because R. Kelly never described raping women or abusing women in his songs. And yet now it's very rare to hear an R. Kelly tune. And yet here...
Not think about it. Well, you have that video.
but then here comes King Von in his lyrics talking about killing people, and it's like, yeah, but he's all right.
And then because of the internet, people are exploiting this weird dark interest that we have in this. I'm a hypocrite in this situation, by the way. I'm fully aware of it, and that's why it's a perfect debate amongst myself, because I'm not denying that I find this interesting, but I also feel at the same time that we as a society should not be celebrating and giving that a platform.
Well, I mean, just real quick, so Vince Neil, the lead singer of Motley Crue, right, still doing the show. Matter of fact, they just played for the NFL draft party, I believe, here just recently, right? Yeah. That guy was in a car crash, a drunken car crash that killed another guy in another band. But yet nobody stopped listening to Motley Crue because of that. And this has been going on. I mean, the guys have had actions where they caused deaths, or it's just like I think it's a weird personal thing. Like right now, I'll just tell you how simple that is. I can't listen to Will Smith music anymore. Like when it comes on, I actually turn the channel. I can't listen to it anymore.
Yeah.
Because of that situation. He just slapped a guy because it was such of a bitch move. I don't want anything to do with that cat anymore. So, and I know that's silly, but still, for some reason, when I hear that dude's voice, I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, goodbye going to Miami. I know you're a big fan of Will Emmy.
I mean, to me, here's the thing that nobody ever really wants to admit. With the R. Kelly situation, I think we're all in unison when we say we're not cool with anybody hurting young girls. Like we're like, that's why we don't play it. I'm a DJ. I don't ever play his music anymore.
Yeah, because you're also a father of a daughter.
Right. Like I just don't feel comfortable with that. But I think nobody is ever really coming to terms with the fact that we also should not be comfortable with black on black crime.
Yeah, yes, I agree with that 100%. Let me ask you real quick. I want to back up real quick because I don't want to leave that. Somebody walks up to you at a show and they say, I'll give you $500 to play R. Kelly.
No.
Okay, so that's what you're thinking about, right? Whether you will play it by yourself is one thing. But when faced with the idea of making money to do it, that's when your ethos really shows.
Correct.
Like when you're like, look, I'll say this because it sounds good, but if you hand me $1,000, I'll play R. Kelly for the rest of the night. That's a different machine, and that's kind of what you're talking about. You're consuming that.
Because that $500, you can make the argument, you can go right up to your daughter and go, here's a better life.
Right, yeah.
That's the one thing that money, that's part of the reality.
Yeah, it goes back to a little bit of that thing we were talking about yesterday about, you get a settlement from somebody because you get money for prisoner because they're working in prison because they killed your kid or whatever. Do you want that money?
Yeah, exactly. And like with the R. Kelly situation, I just heard a song the other day, and I've heard this song a million times since I was like in high school, which was called, when he was with Public Announcement, and the name of the song was called The Vibe, right? Or She's Got That Vibe or something like that. And at the end of the song, and I never noticed this before until the other day, he says, he's naming off all these names, and then he goes, little cute Aaliyah got that vibe. At the time, she was like 13, and he's literally saying it on the song.
Straight up grooming her on the song.
Yeah, like,
didn't he have her parents sign something that said they got married? I think when she was like 14.
15, 16 years old.
It's crazy to me, and that's why, and that's the thing, like, we've always been as a society to be the type to be like, yo, we should not hurt young girls or whatever. But I think when it comes to black enacting violence against other black people, we are not in unison in that. You got record companies that are cool with it as long as it makes some money.
100%.
Yeah.
How about
Matt, can I tell you something, buddy? I'll tell you something even more sick. I think that culture survives on that.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's an engine to the African American culture. I think it's disgusting that it's become that way.
Absolutely.
I believe that 100%. It's a damn shame it's become that way, but it's true, I believe.
And then you can also look at it and go, it got celebrated. That was the thing that blew my mind about this whole King Von documentary that's blowing up on YouTube.
Bro, let me tell you.
Is that he was sought out to rap because of his gang history.
I will tell you, when NWA hit, I was, 18, 19 years old, and you had never seen any reaction to music like that. The only thing close to it was Luke Skywalker.
2 Live Crew, yeah.
2 Live Crew, right?
Oh, yeah.
But
Elvis, maybe?
But that was...
didn't Elvis...
He did, but that was different. It was a different machine because you have to understand, even with blues, white America did not like the idea of blues being quote-unquote taken over by black people. In other words, it came from the Mississippi Delta. It's black music already. Yeah. Elvis hijacked it. And matter of fact, it was like Chuck Berry that used to say that all the
Yes,
time.
yes.
Chuck Berry used to call Elvis out all the time about basically appropriating black culture to make a living in that. But it was the producers doing it, really.
Yes.
Elvis had great relationships with African American families and the culture his entire life. Matter of fact, he grew up playing in small black churches and churches all across Mississippi in the Deep South.
Absolutely.
That's kind of really where he made his audience. But then that whole thing happened, and you're right, 100%. They do seek it out. Crazy.
It was fascinating and wild to watch that documentary about a literal serial killer going viral through his music, talking about his serial killing, and no one batted an eye.
Yeah.
He never got charged. He was shot and killed.
Imagine from going from music that rarely said curse words in the song.
Yeah.
To having NWA yell out, F the police.
Yep.
Coming straight from the underground.
Yep.
A young brother, because I'm coming with the sawed off, bodies are going to get hauled off. I squeeze that trigger. Let me tell you, when that hit, white people had no idea what to do.
Yes.
They were losing their minds when NWA hit because they'd never heard any expression like that ever in their lives. Nobody was expressing like that.
Well, nobody wanted the music to be used in that way. I mean, it started off as party music, and that was fine.
Right.
You know,
just
but
mixtapes in the backyard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But then came Public Enemy and NWA and
Public Enemy was a totally different machine altogether.
Yes.
Because Public Enemy didn't do it like NWA did it. They came at it from a factual, this is our culture kind of thing. Chuck D's still screaming about it.
Yes, absolutely. So going from party music to that, and now the music is basically about drugs, women.
Yeah.
It's very
How much money you have,
misogynistic.
stuff like that.
So it's
It'll cycle through. It does this all the time because you got to remember, man. In the early '80s, you had My Philosophy from
KRS-One, Boogie Down Production,
Boogie
yeah.
Down Productions,
Mhm.
and you had a celebration of knowledge of the African American culture in a lot of that early music. Didn't sell.
Yeah, you're right.
But,
Didn't sell. Public Enemy doesn't sell. I mean, they're lauded. I mean, everybody loves them. They're legendary. Didn't sell a lot of albums. Didn't sell like Lil Hump or whatever.
Yeah.
But the misogyny in the music that can make it hard as a female fan, to hang in there with, because there's a couple of songs where I'm like, no, man.
And you're a massive
though.
hip hop fan too.
You would think so, but I'm playing clubs and you can't walk up to a woman and say the things that are in these songs, but then you can see as soon as you play the song, these women are up in arms singing the song louder than the dudes in the record. So
sometimes you want to get ratchet. That's why I ran to a rapper talking about his killings.
That's great.
And it is weird. In the moment, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to run harder. This song's getting me going. And then then the song ends. I'm like, what am I doing? This is weird.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Got a little sidetracked. I will tell you about that monument in Washington next.
Same address on another social platform. At Real Radio 1041 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon as you're taking the interstate east and westbound between 536 and Central Florida Parkway and between World Drive and Osceola-Polk Line Road. No major problems or delays right now for those taking the turnpike. Looking at some delays on the 408 as you travel east and westbound through downtown. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Man, here in Central Florida, you guys know next week they'll be pressing the gas on the heat. 90s are coming, and they're going to stay here for a while. That's why you got to have a good AC company on your side, one you can trust, and one you know that knows their stuff. For me and hundreds of Central Floridians. That's for sure Mills Air. They've been doing it since 92, over 30 years of experience here in Central Florida, keeping you nice and cool. That's a different kind of keeping you cool. These guys have a preventive maintenance plan that'll make sure your AC doesn't quit on you when July hits. The worst time to have it go bad. Make sure you don't have those issues. Get these guys on your property, see what they can do for you. Plus, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts over at Mills Air. They're family owned and operated and ready to help you right now. Schedule your appointment today. It's 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Whether you need a new roof, new windows, new gutters, or maybe a new door, Mike the Home Builder is the guy to call, and that's at myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Mike has been on this station for years, and he's a great guy. He did my roof and gutters, and he can do the same for you. Great installation, great service, all at a fair price. Trust someone local, someone we trust here at Real Radio. It's Mike the Home Builder, and you find him at myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
At Spectrum Business, we believe small businesses, like yours, are the backbone of our economy and the heart of every community. That's why we provide the best value for internet, mobile, business phone, and TV to keep small businesses connected with their customers. To celebrate National Small Business Week, we're offering savings of up to $350 to meet all the connectivity needs of your business. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Spectrum Business. No nonsense, just business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at cooltoday.com.
Call today, cool today, cooltoday.com.
If you're celebrating a milestone anniversary this year, or just starting the process of picking out that engagement ring, welcome to International Diamond Center. At IDC, we're one of a few jewelers around the world with direct access to exquisite diamonds from Namibia. These are the highest quality, most brilliant diamonds on the planet. And with IDC's connections with the cutters, you can be assured of the ultimate in value with no middleman markups. And just as important as the brilliance of our diamond is the source itself. An IDC diamond comes only from specific mines that follow strict international laws and environmental standards. Not only do we guarantee conflict-free diamonds, we are proud that when you purchase an IDC diamond, you are helping provide dignified employment, much-needed education, and necessary health care to African families. So come and shop with confidence at IDC. Confidence in the quality, the value, and the integrity of our diamonds. International Diamond Center. Transparency, honesty, responsibility. Learn more at shopidc.com or visit our showroom today. 4 Orlando locations.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today. With Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
Pray.com's Meditative Prayers podcast is the best way to bring God's perfect peace into your night. Each meditative prayer helps you focus on God, fight anxiety, sleep better, and more.
As you close your eyes, ask God to come and have fellowship with you. Open yourself to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to minister to you.
Listen to Meditative Prayers on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Radio 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.
She's in my head.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is green, Green. Slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance to win $1,000. Only have a few more days left, guys. Let's get some money in your hands. Go to work.
Yeah, we've only had, 3 winners for the station?
Not that many. Welcome back. I am Jim Devis here.
Hello.
And Ross is here.
That's true.
Slick is in.
Holla.
You in with us the rest of the week, dude? Are you with us the rest of the week? I can't remember.
Yes, I am.
Very
Yes.
good. Good to see you, bud. So I was telling you guys about this incredible thing they're doing here. So DC, of course, has all the mall monuments there. You guys, can you name any of the mall monuments?
Oh, the Lincoln?
Yeah, you got the Lincoln Monument.
Jefferson
Washington.
Memorial.
Memorial, Washington Monument, for sure.
I like the Washington. It's pretty dope. Spider-Man
Have you ever been to
climbed it.
Have you ever been to the Washington Mall to see all this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a mandatory trip here in the U.S. I think you got to go up there and see D.C. D.C.'s a very interesting area up there. It's wonderful.
I'm really happy I went there at the age that I did.
Yeah, teenager, right?
No,
Younger?
I went to a comedy. I was part of a comedy festival. I did the first DC comedy festival.
Have you told me about this?
I have no idea.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember you telling me about a DC comedy festival.
Yeah, I did a DC comedy festival. It was super awesome. Made a lot of great comedian friends.
All right.
And just chilled with cherry blossoms. Checked out some memorials.
It says the site approved for the monument is between the National Museum of American Indian and Voice of America at Independence Avenue. It's going to be on the National Mall in direct line of sight of the U.S. Capitol, and it'll underscore the significance and value of our nation's places on this. What group of people is being honored with this new monument on the Washington Mall? And I think this is a very interesting take.
AAPI?
What is that?
Asian American Pacific Islanders?
Yeah, I just figured out that acronym, by the way. I just got that one in. No, it's not that. No. Don't think of it as a cultural group of people.
I'll go with first responders.
That is a great guess,
Yeah,
but that is not the answer. But you're on to something. That's what we're looking for. A group of people who do a specific thing.
Like nurses or just like
nurses would be good.
Nurses would be good, but that's not it.
The doctors, you know.
I mean, that
who
makes
dealt
perfect
with COVID.
sense. Well, here's the thing. It wouldn't be COVID. I would think maybe in the time of war or whatever, like, you know, the memorials that we have now is like the Vietnam War Memorial. Has all
War
the
dogs.
names and stuff. No, not World Dogs.
Oh, sorry, Dad.
Oh, not war dogs.
War birds.
But could it be the search and rescue animals?
No, it's not an animal.
It's not an animal.
It's a group of people who do a certain thing, and they're being memorialized in Washington, D.C. They just approved this. They'll be building it soon.
Police
It's gonna be-
officers?
The completion date is set for 2028. Not police officers.
Firefighters?
Not firefighters.
No EMTs.
No EMTs.
Garbage
They don't
people.
carry a gun. They don't do any of that. They do not fight. They don't do anything. But they are part of that world.
Teachers.
No.
Damn.
Battlefield.
That's a hint?
They're on the battlefield.
They're on the battlefield, but they don't battle.
The flutist.
No. That's a great guess.
There's always that guy who
the
got
radio communicator?
On the battlefield, but
The
they
telephone
don't battle.
operator? The communications specialist?
911 operators.
This location of the memorial in the National Mall in direct line of the site of the U.S. Capitol will underscore the
Capitol
significance
Police. Wait,
and value our nation places on press freedom, and those who died in service to that cause, fallen journalists, are going to be memorialized in Washington with a memorial of their own.
Wow.
How crazy is that, right?
That is
So I mean, I did not realize this until I was probably in my mid-20s, that when you see pictures from war, there are people who wander around war areas wearing clothing that says they're journalists.
The press.
And there's an understanding between countries at war that those people don't get F with.
Yes.
But occasionally we know, because during even Ukraine here and a couple others, we've had a couple of journalists who unfortunately lost their lives in the line of battle, being shot by either assassins or whomever, caught astray, whatever the case may be. But that's what happened.
Yeah, Khashoggi.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's not a stray, but that's not.
That's not a stray, but I'm saying that, I mean, he was killed because he was the press.
He was killed because he talked crap about what are the?
He was killed because he used to be an insider for bin Salman.
Bin Salman, that's it.
Prince bin Salman, and then became a very prolific writer and had a lot of inside information.
Said the site approval permits, design, and construction process to begin. It'll be funded entirely by private donations with a completion date set for the end of 2028. The foundation added that it has begun working with Pulitzer Prize-winning architect Paul Goldberger to find potential architects, designers, and artists to create the memorial, which aims to represent, quote, the full breadth of journalism, past, present, and future. I think this is very important.
I do, too.
I have to tell you, man, when you look at, I mean, when Ross and I first met, one of the first things we connected with was our love for World War II history. Ross has been a big fan of that for a long time, and actually I learned a number of things because of his semi-obsession with it for a short period of time.
I have yet to find something better to go to sleep to.
All of that.
He's an old soul.
All of that, from World War I, from II, from the Korean War, from Vietnam. Every image and film clip you see is from somebody who risked their life with no ability to defend themselves other than their own soldiers. And trust me when I tell you, when it's your life or theirs, it's going to be theirs. They're going to take care of themselves. So these people who lost their lives in the line of duty, giving us his images and showing us what's happening on foreign soil when we're involved. Our tax dollars are paying for that.
Cataloging what's going on the battlefield.
It's unbelievably valuable. And of course, can I tell you, I think a lot of that imagery probably led to the conviction of the war crimes in World War II.
Yeah.
I think this is really dope that they're doing this. But I also think that what we should do, instead of taking these credible journalists and putting them out on the battlefield, let's just go ahead and grab everybody from TMZ. Let's put them out there. They're not doing worthwhile journalism.
Oh, but then we wouldn't have those fun after the show get-togethers in the press room where they're talking at each other. They've made that very good, though. But I got to tell you, if somebody tells you about a story on TMZ and they said, "Hey, man, about an hour ago I saw this on TMZ," get ready to scroll, buddy.
Yeah,
because those son of a bitches put up content at levels I've never even heard. If a story's up for 3 minutes, you're scrolling. God Almighty, where's this thing?
Yes, and I tend to believe somebody that says, like, if they tell me about a story and I'm like, nah, that ain't true. And then they're like, I saw it on TMZ. I'm like, oh, well, it must be true.
It had to have happened.
That is wild.
It didn't used to be that way.
No,
but these guys started breaking a bunch of stuff. And you're like, oh. Well. But the thing is, really, they have,
it's like the Enquirer.
Well, they have what they have is insurance that NBC, ABC, CBS, whomever, they have insurance that those people don't have. Because if something goes crazy, they go, "Oh man, we're TMZ. What do you expect?" Yeah, that's true. We're not the New York Times. We're not supposed to get. We don't have to run a retraction.
That's
They're TMZ.
True. That is true.
But boy, they nail it.
Every time.
You're over here saying, like, if the government walked up to me and was like, "Hey, this happened," I'd be like, "Why are you telling me this?" Well, what are you plotting? I'm trying to read between the lines here, federal government. TMZ drops it. I'm like, man, I believe that.
You start tweeting it immediately as if it was.
There's not many more sources that I trust more than TMZ right now. That says a lot.
Yeah, the quote
That's sad.
The quote here says the memorial will serve as a place of reflection and appreciation for those who lost their lives, a convening space for commemoration, and a focal point for learning about the First Amendment and the role of journalism in a functioning democracy. It came from Joe Biden last year. He signed that legislation as part of the omnibus appropriations bill to approve the construction on that area.
TMZ needs to get into the political game a little bit more.
No.
Because everyone's talking. Check this out. Think about this, though.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out for Fox. They're doing great.
Well, so you have your
Not
left.
for everyone else.
You have your left entertainment news and you have your right entertainment news. But TMZ, they are filled they got the story. They have receipts. They have the facts, but it's over somebody's new purse.
Yeah.
You know, like
who got the Birkin?
I want you to put that focus over, Paris Hilton's Chihuahua dog into this policy that's,
Right.
being brewed about.
Yeah, the thing is man, the thing is that, people who watch that show, they want dirt on celebrities. The only time that the politics would ever come into a play like that, if it was like a Clinton scenario where,
or John Edwards waiting outside the bathroom door while he's there to meet his baby mama,
or Gary Hart.
Yeah, Gary Hart.
Right?
Yeah,
monkey business.
They get that footage, but I'm like, well, let's talk about policy. Who actually paid for this? You're going to get to the bottom of it.
They don't want a part of that because they don't want to get DeSantis. The feds come in and shut your whole thing down.
That's what I'm trying to say is TMZ is the closest thing we have to Batman.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot of investigations.
It's so funny, and it only takes with the Inquirer back in the day. You would look at that and automatically discount it and then get one or two things right. And you're like, I don't know. And then they would get sued by Carol Burnett and they win $30 million. I'm like, oh, there they are. Back again.
Yeah.
TMZ never gets racked up, right? Have they ever been sued successfully for defamation or libel?
Not that I know of.
Because they're not really into words. They're like, yeah, we have footage of you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right. They don't really draw any assumptions. They'd be like, hey, what do you feel about this photograph?
Think about Kobe Bryant died. They broke it.
They did.
They were the first ones on the biggest national story. So I get it. You have your CNN, you have your Fox News, you have all of that. But
I wonder how many correspondents they have just out in, I say field, but I mean, you have to assume a lot of it's like freelance guys who go out there and find a story. Or I say guys, people, I should say. Freelance people who go out and find a story and then just sell it to them. I know that's what they do. A big part of their content comes from just buying from providers. I mean, they have to make sure that it wasn't set up or anything like that, but I'm guessing they know. And I'm guessing the height of the celebrity's popularity probably factors in a lot to what they do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you get something hot on somebody who's a hot celebrity at that particular moment. Like when that Ellen DeGeneres stuff broke about her being mean, I'd known that for years, and the reason why is because a guy I worked with on the Monsters of the Morning had competed against her in talent contest in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where she's from. So she's from Louisiana, I think from Baton Rouge, and they were doing talent contests. She was doing stand-up. He was doing music. And he told me even back then she had the reputation for being really cold and kind of bitchy and kind of crappy. Yeah, way back then. Yeah. Yep.
I wouldn't get that looking at her, though. She's always dancing.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you what the quote was. If I remember right, and I want to make sure that, if I remember him saying that she was just mean. He said she was just mean.
Huh.
She just came off as mean. What are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing.
You are laughing.
I had a thought, and it was bad. And then I didn't say it.
But you laughed about it while I was talking to Slick about something important.
Yeah, that happened. And now we're talking about it.
Yeah. So what'd you say? I mean, what got you so excited that you interrupted what I was saying?
Well, I was just...
Go on.
I was just thinking that, she's supposed to be not a nice person, and then I thought about everybody, around her in her life, And then she had Portia.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
They're famous for getting into a bunch of arguments.
Uh-huh.
And there was Twitch.
Who's Twitch?
The DJ.
Yeah, the DJ. Her DJ that died, right?
Killed himself.
Oh,
Killed
did
himself.
he really?
Yeah.
And that made you laugh?
Well, that didn't make me laugh, but the thought of Ellen being so bad.
Oh, that she drove a dude to
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy told me even back then that, in the green room, just really, really cold. And when that whole celebrity thing out where people are like, well, Ellen's really not as nice as you think she is, I was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I expect it. If you're that big, you have the entire planet going, you're great, you're great, you're great.
Yeah.
Of course that's going to warp your relationship with other people.
I got to tell you, though, I think a lot of that is a perception issue and a subjective issue to when you meet somebody who has some notoriety. I've met quite a few people who have, international notoriety. And can I tell you, 95% of them were super cool and really, really interesting and just down to earth. But then you meet people like Brian Austin Green, who was an awful human being.
Wow.
Just
really?
An awful, just entitled prick of a human being. Pauly Shore was the same way. You meet somebody like that,
Really? He doesn't have the talent to be like that.
Yeah, but back then, that was in his wheelhouse. Like when you're doing the wheeze, the whole 9 yards, the weasel thing when we met him, and he was he was pretty entitled.
Allegedly, he's turned that around.
He has turned around a lot. Yeah,
he's made a lot of big steps.
Tom and Dan interviewed him, and they actually, because Daniel doesn't care, he'll ask anybody anything. He's fearless, and basically asked him about that whole thing. And I think, for the most part, he kind of admitted that he had a run there where he was feeling himself. His mom was running the most popular comedy club in the world at the time. It was at the Comedy Store over in L.A.
Yeah.
And every major player in comedy and television and movies went through that joint, and he was right there front row. He was like, the son of the owner. So I mean, you just get that little bit of a reputation of being that guy. He had a lot of LA in him, buddy. That's what I know. A lot of LA in him.
Back to that monument.
Yeah.
Just to go show that you never realize who makes up your audience. Someone just texted us at 77031 to say, my brother-in-law was a Vietnam War photographer and was loaded under dead bodies being airlifted out. But he wasn't dead and woke up like that, badly injured, but alive.
Wow.
His photos were incredible.
Thank you for your service.
Yes,
first
thank
of all.
you.
Well, you think about some of the most famous images that are seared into your mind. I mean, there's that one out of Vietnam with that young girl running on the road. She's completely naked because of the
napalm.
The napalm.
Napalm burned the clothes
burned
right
the clothes
off
of her. And she's, I mean, there are so many famous those images. I mean, the image of the Vietnamese soldier being executed.
Yeah.
That's another very famous. I mean, those are all images that told the story of those conflicts that we get to see, courtesy of these people risking their lives for it.
And not only that, we got to we had the evidence to keep the war criminals behind the Holocaust. While they're trying to desperately destroy evidence as Allied troops are coming in to, liberate these concentration camps, the horrors that were found inside, they would have loved for us never to have seen or known about.
Yeah.
And it was because of those war photographers being the first people inside those liberated camps that really gave the world a true view of what the Nazis were doing.
Yeah, because nobody really knew. You got to remember that told the story. A lot of countries, like they were right there. They afterwards they had no idea that was happening.
Not to that level.
There were some even Germans. You go back and you're like, Germans had no idea. Even some of the people who live in their own country had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, some of them were like, we're not fans of Jewish people, but what the hell?
I know.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is green, GREEN. Go to realradio.fm. You can send that away and maybe win $1,000. Back in a sec. Load them up. Let's do trivia right after this.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by the Play It Forward Foundation.
Lakers Warriors Game 1 kicks off tonight. Should be a doozy. While LeBron's legacy is set, Steph's is still ascending, and he's doing it during the LeBron era. He's the greatest shooter of all time, the best teammate, had more impact than any player in 20 years. LeBron has more MVPs, both have 4 titles. Lakers, Warriors, LeBron, Steph, Clay, Draymond. Can't wait. I'm Colin Cowherd.
The Play It Forward Foundation, or PIF, elevates and equips elite young athletes through NIL branding to support their development and secure their future. Learn more at piffoundation.org. Play It Forward Foundation, creating opportunities.
Hey everybody, Jim here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Everybody knows your eyes are the window to your world. That's why I never even thought once about sending my father-in-law or my son, who are both struggling with their eyesight, to a discount, God almighty, discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. No way my guys are going to the best. That's the Filatowski Eye Institute, a recognized leader in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. I trust them implicitly. It wasn't even a question. These guys have performed over 65,000 surgeries in Central Florida over 30 years. They've got the experience you need and want. Plus, they use the latest state-of-the-art tech out there for fast recovery times. I don't know if you know this. Most people actually go back to work the very next day. Start seeing the way you were meant to see with perfect vision, courtesy of the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your consultation today. Find out what they can do for you and take advantage of this 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Schedule that consultation today by texting 1041 to 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
All right, I'll tell him. My friend here wants you to know that dogs are part of our families. Let's celebrate that with a day of family fun at Barks in the City, June 3rd, 2 to 8 p.m. at the Apopka Amphitheater. Enjoy food, signature pup tales, live music, a kid's zone, a doggy zone, and more. Barks in the City, where you and your dog can paw-tea. Tickets available at barksinthecity.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
It's your last chance to shop SpringFest savings at Lowe's. Need a new appliance? Get an additional $300 off select major kitchen appliances when you spend $1,996 or more. You can also save across the entire store, including our garden area, and get 2 Bonnie 9-pack vegetables for $10. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/3. Bonnie offer in-store only and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
If you're a Dunkin' Rewards member, Mondays might be your new favorite day of the week because every Monday in May, you get a free medium hot or iced coffee with any purchase. Not a member? Join on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges and terms apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Any size iced coffee is only $1.29 at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards. But it's not just iced coffee. It's sacred. It's the crunch of the ice as it tumbles into your cup. It's that blissful moment when you take your first sip. Your daily ritual, a form of self-care even. It's your soul in a cup. Some say you can't put a price on a love like that. But we did! It's $1.29 any size iced coffee at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards. Offer good through 6/27/23 plus tax. See app for details.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, Let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text our show at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Ross are here as well, along with Slick. Let's find out what's in the old sauce jar.
Jim, I'm happy that you asked. Usually do around this time. All aboard!
Chugga chugga. Choo choo.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
That will work.
We gotta get him up to speed, buddy. He's gotta be choo chooing. I don't know what's going on. You gotta earn your money here, buddy. Come on, man.
I have a pair of tickets to the Jellyfish Jam. That's right. That's a SpongeBob rave at the Plaza Live. That's going down May 13th. Things are getting weird at the SpongeBob rave, man.
People love trivia, but they're indifferent about that prize.
Yeah, man. Just go to the rave and touch yourself some bikini bottoms.
There you go.
Pun. That's your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that will get you a discount. So easy to book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Quick clickety-clack, back to you.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. Slick, who's first today, buddy?
On line 3, we got Big Game James.
Big Game James. What's up, buddy?
How you doing today, Jim?
Good, money. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Sure would.
All right, let's do it. I meant to say buddy, but I called him money and it worked.
Yeah, it did. You like it.
All right, James, this is an easy game, buddy. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can find that untrue answer, I will send you off to the sauce jar. Here we go. On this day in 1918, that's 1918, Chevrolet Motor Company was purchased by General Motor Company. Here are 3 fun facts about GMC, General Motors, and one Yukon that looks just like a Tahoe of a lie. That's stupid. I messed that up.
Anyway, we'll get them next.
Number 1.
I messed that up.
GMC was the first automaker to launch an automobile designed by a woman, the Buick Riviera. Number 2. GMC is the biggest selling foreign automaker in China. Number 3. It was a team of scientists from General Motors that designed the first mechanical heart pump. Or lastly, it was General Motors that gave us the automatic transmission and anti-lock brakes. Which of those is a lie?
Let's go with the second one.
No, that's true, buddy. Believe it or not, GMC is the biggest selling foreign automaker in China.
Wow.
And you'll learn a little bit more about that in a second. It's actually kind of crazy. Who's next, Slick?
Let's go with Paul on line 1.
Paul, right up top. Paul, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you today, Jim?
Good, partner. Doing great. We're talking about GMC, General Motor Company. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, GMC was the first automaker to launch an automobile designed by a woman, the Buick Riviera. Number 2, it was a team of scientists from GM that designed the first mechanical heart pump. Or lastly, it was GM that gave us the automatic transmission and anti-lock brakes.
I'm going to go with number 2.
No, number 2 is absolutely true. It was a team of scientists from GM that designed the first mechanical heart pump that actually led to the first open heart surgery.
Whoa.
It's the pump they hook up that pumps the blood through your body while they have your heart out.
Wow.
So it's a fake, basically an artificial heart while they're doing the surgery.
Right. Keeps that blood pumping.
That's right. Who's next, buddy?
On line 4, we got Big Shot Scott.
Big Shot Scott, what's going on?
Not much, brother. How you doing?
Buddy, I'm good. You are as well. You got a 50-50 shot here to pull a pretty cool prize. We're talking about GMC Motors. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, GMC was the first automaker to launch an automobile designed by a woman, the Buick Riviera. Or lastly, it was General Motors that gave us the automatic transmission and anti-lock brakes.
Let's go with the first one.
That's the one, buddy. You're a winner.
Yay!
Yay! Put you on hold there. GMC was not the first automaker to launch an automobile designed by a woman, and I did not have time to figure out who it was.
So it could have been.
But the reason I did that, no, I know it wasn't for a fact. Buick Riviera was not designed by a woman. That I know because I did research that. I had to make sure that was right.
All right.
That was my mom's dream car, by the way.
Was it
she
really?
wanted a Buick Riviera. I don't know why she did. And it was GM that gave us the automatic transmission and anti-lock brakes. A couple other things you may not know about General Motors before we get over to Ross' thoughts. GM makes 3 brands of automobiles only sold in China. They are not allowed to be imported in here. That's why they're the number one automaker that's not a Chinese automaker in there because they sell a whole bunch of cars to China.
Wow. All I can say is I'm actually kind of grateful they're not allowed to be sold here.
And so when you're out there thumping your chest about not supporting China, you might want to check your dashboard there real quick. If you drive a Chevy or a GMC or a Buick or any of those cars, guess what? Let's see. GMC designed the navigation and inertial guidance systems for the Apollo 11 and 15 missions.
Whoa.
That's right. And the lunar rover. So the moon buggy, basically GMC designed big parts of the guidance system and the systems that made that work.
Wow.
And then lastly here, GMC has owned a ton of car brands over its lifetime. A few of these, Pontiac.
Oh, yeah.
Buick.
Mm-hmm.
Hummer.
Oh.
Opel. Remember Opel, the Opel
yeah.
GT? Oldsmobile and Saturn, just to name a few.
God, that's a car you haven't seen on the road in a long time.
well,
When was the
yeah.
last time you've seen a Saturn?
I mean, they don't make it anymore. And they were good cars for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a buddy who had a Saturn and drove the damn paint off that thing. Loved it. And then lastly here, this is amazing. You ready? I will buy lunch for anybody that gets this right.
Anybody as in just on the show, right?
Yeah, just on the show
Okay,
here.
good. There's a whole bunch of listeners
Thank you.
leaning in.
I'm glad.
Great time to remind you, thousands of people are listening.
Exactly.
I'm glad legal checked in. The world's most successful GMC dealership is where? It's a country, and it's not America. And for the record, I'll even give you one more hint. Somebody in these rooms has probably been there.
Germany.
That is incorrect.
Probably been there.
Ross?
I think what you meant to say was Deb.
Brazil?
Incorrect.
Probably been there. I'm going to go with
Colombia.
I'm going to go with Canada.
No, that's incorrect. The most successful General Motors dealership on planet Earth is in Kuwait.
No.
How?
Because they buy those SUVs one after the other, buddy.
Well, yeah, it only takes a dime to fill them up with gas.
They love the Suburbans. They love the Tahoes. They love those big SUVs, and they buy them like crazy. And also, GM owns Escalade as well.
Wow.
So Cadillac is a big company for them as well. So they would be selling Cadillacs over there probably as well. So big player there.
Now that you're saying that, now I'm seeing it. Like, it makes sense. Yeah, like they're in Dubai. Like,
Did you go to Kuwait?
I did.
Yeah, so I had it right. Thoughts?
Jim, you are one of negatory. Sorry, Ghost Rider. No. You are the only person in my life that I could ask to do this.
Oh, yay.
You're the only person qualified.
Oh, I feel so bad. I'm not qualified.
Here's the thing. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. You sound great. People are listening right now. They're like, oh, this Deb, she is a wonderful human being. Let me stop you there. Nay, she is not.
Yeah.
She does not. She knows that I am about to get crushed, and you love it. And that sucks. Makes you a bad person. And I still dig you, but you're a bad person.
But here's the good news. It's not like we're going to cut to break in the middle of you talking.
Don't do that. What?
Your shot at $1,000 is next. Brought to you locally by Mills Air. If you want a shot at $5,000, make sure you're listening to us on our free iHeartRadio app.
Flashing lights and accident activity reported on I-4 eastbound this afternoon, blocking the shoulder between Kirkman and Florida's Turnpike. Westbound delays still reported on the interstate between the Beach Line and 535. Delays continue from an earlier crash reported on Aloma Avenue at Cimarron Boulevard. Delays continue from another crash reported on Colonial Drive at John Young Parkway. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by GetRefunds.com.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. If you own a business and still haven't applied for the payroll tax refund, we want to pay a licensed tax attorney to see if you're eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com, GetRefunds.com.
You probably already know that Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. But now we have a chance for you to earn $5,000. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you the keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. However, if you listen to Real Radio on our free iHeartRadio app, you can earn $5,000. Always remember, if you get the call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'll pay you $100 for last look. When you're doing a deal at a dealership, take a picture of your deal sheet, send it to givemethevin.com. If we can't beat your trade-in offer, I'll send you a check for $100. We do the same thing with CarMax offers. Can't beat a CarMax offer? Send you a check for $100. Worst thing that could happen is you get $100. Best thing that could happen is you get $3,000 more for your car or your trade. We are America's best car buyer for a reason. We'll see you online at givemethevin.com.
Sell us your car. Givemethevin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rent is due and money is tight. You could A, pay a huge late fee, or B, get an Amscot cash advance and avoid it. Amscot, up to $500 fast. No credit check. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot. Did you guys know the average person eats 9 spiders whenever I cook for them?
From his multiple Netflix comedy specials, Anthony Jeselnik brings his new stand-up tour, Bones and All, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. Don't miss Anthony Jeselnik, live on November 19th. Tickets are on sale now at hardrocktampa.com and anthonyjeselnik.com. Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
At Spectrum Business, we believe small businesses, like yours, are the backbone of our economy and the heart of every community. That's why we provide the best value for internet, mobile, business phone, and TV to keep small businesses connected with their customers. To celebrate National Small Business Week, we're offering savings of up to $350 to meet all the connectivity needs of your business. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Spectrum Business. No nonsense, just business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on your pet's favorite brands like Blue Buffalo, Iams, Wholehearted, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of vaccinations, flea, tick, and heartworm prevention, and more. Don't forget, your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
And now, everybody who's fueled by your local Circle K. There's flower shop owners, neighborhood bakers, awesome food truck sandwich makers, gearheads, mighty motorheads, farmers and their farmsteads, life-saving physicians and head-banging musicians, that guy who helps you change your spare, and rock star nurses. The people we rely on every day are fueled by Circle K. Every single day, fueled by Circle K.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, HAPPY, HAPPY, happy. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You can watch radio being made on a daily basis at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your almost said that. Your 6 o'clock keyword is happy, HAPPY. Go over to realradio.fm. Send that away. Maybe you can win that $1,000. Happy is your 6 o'clock keyword. Good luck.
Yeah, not your 4 o'clock keyword.
Yeah, no. Happy is your 6 o'clock keyword. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Slick is here.
Holla.
And Ross has the old Ross thoughts.
Oh my God.
I know. He almost took us back to 4.
It's funny.
In the sauce jar.
Oh, no.
It's happening, guys. I'm telling you straight up.
Spelled like sauce.
Are you a chatbot?
Yeah.
It's Ross Thoughts.
I'll be introducing the Brandon Kravitz show next week.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, man, we're a month away of this guy thinking my name is Ron.
Yeah.
Ron Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. That's right. A little bit more about them in a little bit of time. So, Jim, you are very special in my life.
I don't even know how to answer because this is...
It wasn't a question.
It's okay, I know. But here's the thing. It's like when your wife walks in and starts giving you a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
I just look at her and go, which purse do you want?
Right?
Which purse is it? Just tell me which one.
I'm not hitting you with
a Birkin.
You know that old technique? What is it? The compliment sandwich?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I smell those a mile away, right?
Oh, yeah. Compliment, complaint, compliment.
Yeah.
I think you smell any sandwich a mile away.
You're correct. You're 100 on that.
You got a good nose. You got a good sniffer. Visually and functionally.
Okay.
A lot of compliments there, Jimmy. I'm with you now.
Yeah. It's not anything
Something's
bad.
going on.
But it's safe to say,
Feels like I'm being groomed.
Yeah,
like,
you are.
You are the only friend that I have that is in that category. First of all, 2 different generations.
Yeah, I'm considerably 20, almost
call it 20 years.
23 years older than
23 years.
I like that, Ross. Just call it 20.
Just call it 20 years. Yeah. 20 years older, right? Another thing is that you've had your kids move out. That's a thing that none of my friends even have kids. I have like two friends with kids, and honestly, I don't even think they really like them.
Yeah, I had that hobby for about 20 years.
I think it was like a oopsie daisies kind of situation, but they have some integrity, so they're like, I'll wait it out. I'll do it. Okay. I got it. But there's another thing. You are the only person that is in my life that could afford one of my childhood dreams.
Oh, really? Which is? Well, are you sure about that?
Yes. I can't think of anybody else that could accomplish something that I've always wanted to have. A butler. Every kid. We saw Batman. We saw the animated series, and you're like, wait, what? His sidekick is just cooking him stuff? Batman doesn't have to clean a toilet bowl. He's making this Joe Biden-esque looking, Alfred.
He makes his grandpa cleans his mess up.
Yeah. Kind of messed up.
That guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Gramps, get that.
I got blood on my armor again. You have those little secrets because you're from a different generation. Alfred was the greatest generation. So he knew all the witches' wives' tales,
God, you don't remember this show, but there was a show back in the day called Family Ties.
Yes.
And they had a butler, a big fat Italian butler.
And you never wanted it? Jim, I was just thinking. So I know that you're going through pool problems.
Yeah.
But you could have easily had a butler
for
a pretty extended amount of time.
Just out of curiosity, what do you think of? This is a live-in human being, correct?
Yeah, they have white gloves and everything.
This is a live-in person. Firstly, how much do you think a live-in butler costs a year, dude? I think you're
Well, let's Google it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it already.
I'm guessing it's probably going to be like 50, 60K.
Oh, more than that.
That's not that bad. I think I would be a butler.
Just have somebody take care of your stuff all the time?
Yeah. Hello, sir. You're looking for advice.
Well,
you start playing with the kids.
Isn't that what a personal assistant is in LA? Like if you're a star, you have a personal assistant.
Yes.
Basically, they're your butler, basically.
Yep.
So butler in the United States, this is ZipRecruiter, says it's anywhere from $27,000 to $100,000.
Damn.
Oh, no, you don't want that $27,000 a year butler.
Salary.com says it's $54,000 to $100,000.
Yeah, that $27,000 butler is also called a silverware removal system.
Yeah. He's stealing everything.
That guy's looting you.
And pay scale is $40,000 to $110,000.
Now, I know that people who live on the yachts of very famous and wealthy people do quite well, but it is no vacation. You are literally working 15 hours a day to keep that job and keep it happy. But you do live on a yacht in some pretty dope places. But there's an exchange for that. Nobody wants to live on my doo-doo property. Nobody wants to live out there in Doo-Dooville and nowhere town.
This guy over, that's why you pay them. I mean,
every other day you're fighting off chiggers with a sword. My God Almighty, man!
So go to Palatka for your butler.
Oh God!
Get a Palatkin butler.
There you go.
He's got like 2 teeth, but he's gonna fix a tire.
I don't want to come back. I want to go to work one day and come back and have my whole house in paneling.
I mean, tell me, Fresh Prince butler, the king,
Jeffrey,
the king of TV butlers.
He was a monster. Jeffrey was.
He had the zingers, man.
He had the zingers
every time.
And every butler that's in front of a camera, whether it's Fresh Prince or Batman, they're always wise.
Oh yeah. They always have on a tux.
Mr. Belvedere.
Who was that? Was that Silver Spoons?
No, that was. I think it was called Mr. Belvedere.
That was the guy from Family Ties.
Well, no.
Or Mr. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people are calling you on this Family Ties thing, not having a butler.
Oh, and it wasn't Family Ties. Then it was A Family Affair is the show. It's called A Family Affair.
Yeah,
not Family Ties. Family Ties was
Okay, it's, but very similar when it comes to Family Ties and Family Affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Were they competing at the same time?
Did you see something? This is what happens to you
I've
because
always wanted a butler, and you're the only guy who could pull it off.
You have a friend that's a doctor. I'm sure your doctor friend could pull off a butler salary if you had to work at it.
Yeah, but he's got a baby mama situation.
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the butler can handle it.
Yeah.
Maybe the butler's the problem.
Would you, if I got you a butler for like a weekend, would you try it out?
Would I have a guy live with me to take care of me for the weekend? No, I would not. That's why I Hey, look, dude, that's why I got married.
This is
Come back. Come
She
back.
better not be listening.
Oh, she is. That's why I said it.
This is not a big ask.
Maybe some soup.
Just this isn't a huge thing.
Yeah, no,
I've
it's
never-
a huge thing. You're having a human being live with you.
Yeah, but they're
take care of
proper.
you.
Yeah, man, you got bunions. He's gonna touch them.
Let me ask you something. What do you think? What power do you think you have? Is your butler on 24/7? Like if it's 9 o'clock at night and everything's said and done, butler goes to bed. Do you feel that you can yell for your butler to come down and get you some ice cream because you don't feel like getting up?
I think so.
No,
dude.
you can't.
I think that's part of the game.
It's not part of the game.
See,
buddy.
I have so many questions about people who have butlers and people who are butlers.
When I happen to know somebody who
You had a butler?
I
See,
know.
I knew it, dude. Of course your friends have butlers.
I happen to know somebody who has house help. They don't use the word butler, but they do use the word house help.
Hell yeah.
And their house help does live with them. But they don't live there on the weekends. They live there during the week and take care of the house. On the weekends, they go and do their own thing. And I think it cost them, I think it's 30, 35 a year, something like that. They pay this person.
And then butlers, if they're living there, they must be saving so much money on rent.
Well, yeah. I mean,
they're off on the weekends.
Yeah, this scenario was, if I were, God, man, this is, the scenario was, it was a mom who had kids. The kids were a little bit older, so they lived in an apartment. The mom would live with these people, take care of their house, and then go see the kids on the weekend. But the kids were self-sufficient, so.
Come on.
Just
rent one.
No.
Just get
Rent
like a
one.
Where do you go?
like a
Butlers
trial.
Are Us?
Yeah, there has to be a trial
No, I think-
period. What happens if you don't like your butler?
I'm telling you straight up, guys. I don't think there's a service. Although you said that ZipRecruiter has that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those things. Like when you look for a babysitter, you really got to be careful about who you kind of pick.
Hire a butler. There you go.
Hire a butler.
Pavilion Agency.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
They know the very best butlers in the business and can connect you to the perfect butler service to meet your needs.
Is it like a swipe right thing?
Hey, no, stop. It's not butler tender. So what parameters do you talk to? Is his butler just there for help, or is he also going to be like a friend?
I think butlers are like water. You know, they go into any shape.
Yeah, they just
whatever they're being held.
Right.
Whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
I need
Wink.
mine to be rude though, like
Why?
rude and sarcastic.
Oh, you want a butler that fights back?
Yeah, like I want like Jeffrey or Benson
Oh,
or like
yeah.
Florence
You
from
want
the Jeffersons.
Just sassy.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
sassy
I
with
need
some-
that.
with some attitude.
Yes, I need that.
Kiss my grits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrong one, but you get what I'm going
Alice.
with.
That's what I'm saying.
Butler
Alice.
or
Alice, yeah.
Ah, man, but if my butler,
Okay, they say you can go to Gumtree. That's another spot to go to get a
Dude,
butler.
I'm getting you a butler for the week.
So Benson was a butler on Soap.
Yes.
I love.
And then I think when he got his own show, he ended up being a politician because he had been a butler on Soap for so long, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how groundbreaking Soap was? I mean, the jokes,
Billy Crystal
right
Gay?
to the edge,
Yes.
right to the edge of that. So much sexual innuendo and humor. It was one of my
Yes.
favorite television shows ever.
I do believe that was the first TV show that had an openly out gay character.
I believe you're
Billy
right.
Crystal.
And then you had, of course, Benson.
Yes.
Who was black.
Yes.
So there was a lot of groundbreaking on that show.
See, look at that. You could watch Soap with your butler.
Ooh.
You would have like a movie butt.
Let's say that you play games with your butler. Does your butler have to lose because it's you?
No, I'm here for a good integrity-filled competition of Stratago.
I mean, look at Mr. Deeds,
ridiculous.
right?
I
His
never
butler liked to
remember.
put his socks on.
Yes.
A little too often, but it's all about that sock care.
Somebody put their own socks on? Who did that?
You didn't see the movie
Mr.
Adam
Deeds?
Sandler, Mr. Deeds?
Yeah.
Guys, do I hate you as an Adam Sandler movie fan?
You watch Dr. Pimple Popper, anything is possible.
My wife watches it. I'm in the room. I'm not a fan. In case she had the other day was crazy, though.
I wouldn't paint you as an Adam Sandler. A tippa-tappa, you wouldn't.
I'm not a Sandler guy, buddy.
You don't like
I'm
my
not
movies.
Sandler's not my thing. I hated him on SNL, too. I can't stand it.
Why do you hate me?
Because of what you're doing right now. Yeah. If I had a butler that did that, he lasted 40 minutes.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. You know,
here's your 35 grand. Get out of here.
Honestly, yeah, you pay a year just
get
for
out
a
of here.
weekend. Oh man, I want a butler. You know what? The number one reason why I would want a butler because because I would love to be able to go like, Reginald, persimmon hollow, please.
Another blood orange, if you don't mind.
If I may. Oh, man, I would be so sick having a butler bringing you persimmon hollow beer. You know why? Because they make great beer. They make my favorite beer. That blood orange wheat, I'm not going to lie, I ripped a little too many on the golf course this past Sunday, and I felt it Monday.
Okay, good.
And I was on it, whatever. What I'm trying to say is you need to try Persimmon Hollow Brewing. All they do is make great beer. All they do is care. All they do is love making beer. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. You will not regret it. I promise. Drink sensibly, but get weird. Visit them at phbeer.com. Those are your Ross thoughts. I could say goodbye. I'm your butler.
I saw that you motivated someone on Facebook to drop by and grab a sixer of your blood orange fave.
Absolutely.
I saw that. I like that. I like seeing that.
And moving beer, that makes me happy. Right. I'm out. Peace.
All right, good job. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still looking at some afternoon slowdowns on I-4 in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound between the Beach Line and 535. Accident activity still reported on Woodbury Road at Waterford Lakes Parkway. No delays right now for drivers traveling north or southbound along the Turnpike. If you run into traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Finding a great hire can be a challenge. That's why there's Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 toward your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here in Central Florida, in the summer, it's unbearable. It gets very hot. And your AC is earning its pay, no question, when it comes to July, August, and September in this state. And if it's not ready to go, if your AC is a little sick, maybe it needs a little doctor's appointment, Mills Air is the company to hire to do that. 30-plus years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. They have all the tricks in the trade to make sure that your AC is going to work all summer long. I lean on these guys to make sure that I don't break down in July and August. You can do the same thing. Their techs are awesome people, very knowledgeable. They know these systems inside and out. You're going to be fine. Not to mention their carrier factory authorized dealers, and that's important because that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts at family owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today. Get that preventive maintenance plan to make sure you're good all summer long. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
It's your last chance to shop SpringFest savings at Lowe's. Need a new appliance? Get an additional $300 off select major kitchen appliances when you spend $1,996 or more. You can also save across the entire store, including our garden area, and get 2 Bonnie 9-pack vegetables for $10. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 5/3. Bonnie offer in-store only and excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Live life to the fullest. You hear that all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? Hey, it's Russ Rollins, QC QC Kinetics is in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much needed relief for chronic joint pain. And not just providing relief, but doing it in the most non-invasive way possible, using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where is your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain directly, applying healing properties where you need them most. And best of all, you walk into the office and walk right out after treatments. There's no surgery, no downtime, and patients are raving about the results. So, what does living life to the fullest look like to you? Finally being able to play golf or hike, walk your dog, enjoy time with your family that you love? Whatever it is, don't wait one more day. Call 689-244-7980 for QC Kinetics. That's 689-244-7980 in Orlando, Winter Park, and the Villages. 689-244-7980.
At Spectrum Business, we believe small businesses, like yours, are the backbone of our economy and the heart of every community. That's why we provide the best value for internet, mobile, business phone, and TV to keep small businesses connected with their customers. To celebrate National Small Business Week, we're offering savings of up to $350 to meet all the connectivity needs of your business. Learn more at spectrum.com/business. Spectrum Business. No nonsense, just business. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years. Oh, man. Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve. Oh, yeah. Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at cooltoday.com.
Call today. Cool today. CoolToday.com.
I'm Charles. I got a bad back injury when a truck crashed into my car. You know those lawyer ads. All they talk about are themselves and money, money, money. I wanted the best doctors for my back. I called attorney Glenn Clausman. He got me to really good doctors, and I'm doing great. Glenn was always available to talk to. He got me a great settlement and quicker than I thought possible. Car crash? Call Clausman at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com.
Office, Winter Park.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. So apparently Facebook is still a thing? Search gym members and join our group.
All right, Happy. Happy is your 6 o'clock keyword, Happy. This is good. This is Stevie Ray?
Yeah, dude, this is my guitar king.
Oh, I love Stevie Ray.
He's almost everybody's guitar king, buddy.
Yeah.
He's a monster. One of my favorite music videos of all time isn't even a music video. It's a sound check with Stevie Ray Vaughan. And the story behind it is bananas. This guy had been up all night doing blow and drinking Jack. Shows up to do the sound check. He's got this full-length mink coat on, cowboy hat. He's got like a half shirt or something.
Just rock star.
Looks like a complete mess. Rock star. Grabs the guitar, throws it on. They hit the drum a couple times, and he absolutely shreds. Doesn't miss one note for like a solid 2 minutes, and then just puts his guitar down and goes. Like he's
back to the blow and the jack.
You can't be more rock star than that. Dude shows up, just destroys the sound check, sets it down, doesn't say a word, and goes away.
Yep, still got it.
Monster.
Still works.
That's one of the great musical losses. I know that there are so many of them. It's almost impossible to isolate any one that's more valuable than the other. But I have to tell you, man, losing Stevie Ray and guys like Biggie and guys like that from in the day, I was just listening to some Biggie the other day and thinking, I think about those artists that we lost and where they would, what would have happened. And not like guys like Prince. Prince had his run, not taking away from anything that Prince had done. And Tom Petty's the same way. Those guys, we lost them a little bit earlier than we thought they would, but they'd already had their run. They were both already legends. But when you look at guys like Biggie and guys like Kurt Cobain and people like that who were just on the cusp of really kind of deciding where they were going to be in their career, we really had never really got the full breadth of what Biggie was capable of. I mean, who wouldn't have loved to see that guy rap for another, another 10, 15, 20 years or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Biggie was absolutely going to be Jay-Z.
And I will tell you something else, too. So when you come from the hip-hop communities of the 80s and 90s, the one thing that I did not like about hip-hop music, or the one thing I was sad about hip-hop music, is it didn't have any shelf life. So with rock and roll music, you can make a rock album, and it would stay on the charts for weeks, for months sometimes.
Yeah.
Hip-hop didn't have that. Hip-hop would burn fast, the hit would come, you'd love it for 2 or 3 months, and then it would disappear into obscurity. And the problem was the artists were treated the same way. At one point, Rakim was considered the best rapper of all time.
Correct.
Right? This guy came out in the 80s, Follow the Leader, Paid in Full, legendary, one of the greatest hip-hop beats of all time with Paid in Full, right?
Right.
So then the community doesn't hold those old hip-hop those old hip-hop stars to the same level as the country music and rock guys do. The rock guys hold those guys in a legendary status, as do the country guys. Hip-hop doesn't treat their legendary artists like that, and it's a damn shame.
Because there's a generational divide. You have the younger, because hip-hop is born out of rebellion.
Yes, 100.
Okay, so you got the younger artists that don't necessarily respect the OGs of the hip-hop game. And then vice versa, because the OGs don't feel like they're being respected.
They are not. Can I tell you? And this is not an age thing. I'm with the OGs on this because the hip-hop community does not. They just did it at the Grammys this year.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that thing at the Grammys this year. It was the best part of a Grammys I've seen in 15 years. That tribute to hip-hop was so good, and it could have been even better. They could have even been more thorough. But those legends just aren't held up. And the reason I bring this up is I think Biggie may have been one of the first guys, along with Pac,
yes,
to really have that long-standing, legendary, almost like Godfather status in the hip-hop community that Jay-Z now has, and Snoop has, and Dre has, and guys like that who have that. But that didn't happen, man. And other guys deserve that. Big Daddy Kane deserves that.
Absolutely.
Rakim deserves that. Ice-T deserves that.
Absolutely.
Look, all those dudes were laying the groundwork for everything that's being done now. And for some reason, hip-hop just does not hold those cats up like they should.
Well, now you got all these young dudes making all this money, but they don't reach back to those OGs that laid the foundation. I've seen rockers, like the way that they talk about a Steven Tyler or Mick Jagger or whoever. The way that they talk about them, there's so much reverence there.
Oh, buddy.
And the way that younger hip-hop artists, you ask them a question about some old school hip-hop artists that paved the way for them, they barely know their music.
Could you imagine Travis Scott bringing out Chuck D or something to bang a verse out or something like that? Those country music and rock guys do that all the time.
That's right.
They bring those younger artists out. Hell, they take them out on the road with them.
That's right.
I mean, a lot of those mega rock and country artists got their start because one of those legends picked them up and said, "Hey, come with me.
That's right.
Let's show you how it's done." The hip-hop audience just doesn't seem to, or the hip-hop artists or the culture just doesn't seem to do that.
But it starts at the top, right? I mean, Jay-Z used to go out on the road when nobody knew him. He used to go out on the road with Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
But now Jay-Z is at the top, right?
Yeah.
So it starts at the top. You got to reach down for people. If you don't do that, then it can't continue.
And then, and then Madonna takes out the Beastie Boys. And
that's right.
And I think we know why.
Yeah,
because they're white.
That's
I
right.
mean, it's weird because that Beastie Boys thing came along. You're like, wow, man, the Beastie Boys are getting all this attention.
That's
But
right.
there's so many artists before that were better than the Beastie Boys, and I'm a big Beastie Boys fan.
And don't get me wrong, Beastie Boys are dope.
Sure enough.
Like,
but man, when you take that Paid in Full album and you put that against a lot of these other records, the first Big Daddy Kane album, and you hold it up against a lot of, man, that stuff is, to this day, it's fire. EPMD.
Oh my goodness.
All that stuff is so good, and those guys just don't get lit.
That's right.
It's crazy, man.
That's right.
I wish that would. I really do. I really do. The hip hop. I wish the hip hop community would really do that a little bit more. That some of those guys would, and I think maybe even the legends have said it. I just don't think the younger guys care, man. I just don't think it's about their business, And
also, the business of hip hop is not doing them a service either. I mean, I don't want to mention names, but I have a very, very good friend who's been a mentor to me since I was very, very young. And now he's in his older age, and he's given a lot to hip hop. I mean, a lot. And he's struggling to survive day to day, to pay bills, struggling after he's given so much to this industry, So, I mean, I also feel like the business side of it, too, is just not doing enough for our veterans.
And you know what the funny thing is, dude? Where you get some of those artists in the rock and country communities, if there's that one guy, almost like your John Travolta kind of character, where Quentin Tarantino kind of yanks him out of the gutters and says, "Here you go, buddy." But that will happen in those communities. But you just don't get the feeling that that a young artist would reach out to a struggling old artist and go, come with me, man. Let's throw it back a little bit and show these kids what's up. Mix it up a little bit and show them the history of this culture that we're living on now. But they won't do that. And that would work. That would work. Those guys could take some of those old cats out on the road. It would destroy, man.
I got to give some credit to Macklemore. I have to give some credit to Macklemore because I remember I was on a tour with, we're talking about Sugar Hill Gang, Dougie Fresh, Houdini.
Oh, man.
It was a bunch of people. And I remember around that time that we were on that tour, Macklemore released a song with like Grandmaster Caz and like all these old school artists. And I got to give him props for that because a lot of younger artists will not do that.
Yeah, that's right. They won't. There's just some kind of weird thing about it. I'll tell you something even crazier. 9 Inch Nails got on a tour, right? They do a cover of Gary Newman's Cars. Remember the song Cars Here in My Car?
Yeah.
They bring Gary Newman out in London to do a metal version of Cars to a crowd that likes 9 Inch effing Nails.
So dope.
And it destroys.
But
that's what I'm talking about. And even though they're like the same age, it's just paying homage to those cultures that really laid that groundwork for you, man. Yeah, man. Anyway, Deb sent me a story the other day, and I saw another supporting story that really kind of certifies, I guess is a good word there, that this has been a problem for a while. But a new study today, I think this is corresponding to what you sent me, Deb, the loneliness.
Yeah, the Surgeon General, the United States Surgeon General just declared loneliness a public health epidemic.
So listen to this, right? So, by the way, do you know anybody that is perpetually lonely? Do you know somebody, and when I say perpetually lonely, seemingly incapable of making human contact and relationships? Not that they don't want to, they just seem incapable of doing it.
Yeah, I have a buddy that I was in the military with. I don't even know that he's scared to get out. He just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Like, period. He doesn't want to be around people. He doesn't want to talk to people, nothing.
Well, so I know a lot of people who go out. They have friends. They go home. And they are by themselves.
They're lonely.
For a long time.
Really?
That I think is what, because if you don't have a dog, I mean, that stuff will catch up. That stuff will hit you about, I don't know, probably month 4.
Well, buddy, let me tell you, it's worse than you think. Deb sent this story. I get another corresponding story today. What do you think the Surgeon General parallels loneliness with now when it comes to your health?
Smoking?
What's it? Smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Whoa.
They say just being lonely is as detrimental to your health, not having anybody, not interacting with other people. And this is outside of your workplace. Because those people, there's a weird barrier in the workplace. We're different because we work here together. But if this was a sales office, you'd know somebody. That's Bob. His big client he lives here. That's it. That's the surface knowledge. What they're saying is if that is your life, being just in that position is as unhealthy as smoking almost an entire pack of cigarettes a day.
Wow.
Look at that.
What if you're lonely and you smoke?
Double trouble
It's like
there.
smoking 30 cigarettes a day. Let's do the math real quick up the top.
This is pretty dope, Deb. This is good news for you. Because I vape, but you smoke cigarettes.
Right.
But you aren't lonely. You have friends, which means your body doesn't smoke cigarettes.
But it's interesting because I did live alone for
Good math.
17 years.
It's good math.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
Math
But
checks out.
I had a dog.
Yeah.
I had pets. So I had to go back and go, really, I never really had the opportunity to be lonely because even if I didn't see my friends or my family, I still had my dog.
Yeah.
I still had companionship.
My dopey personality will not allow it, unfortunately.
What, friends?
Being lonely. I'm incapable of doing it. I like people. I know this seems counter to everything you know about me, but I absolutely love people. I really do. I don't like being around a lot of people, but I do love humanity as itself. I like humanity. I like the puzzle of it all.
Yeah, it's all right.
Deb not as convinced.
Yeah, it's definitely the foundation of my personality.
For
and
sure.
It is the biggest motivator. It's the biggest engine of who I am.
Let me help you out.
My view on people.
It's your biggest asset.
It's gotta be.
Your personality, your ability to make connections with people is genuinely your biggest asset. If I had to look at you as a product, I would think this is a guy who can make friends with anything. Not anybody, anything. You can make friends with anything. So that is, if I would look at you as a value, I'm like, let's get this guy. This guy knows how to make bridges and knows how to communicate.
I just think it's fascinating.
Slick is the exact opposite.
I am
Alienator.
I am perpetually perplexed that your experience with this whole existence thing is radically different than mine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how do you not find that interesting?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
To
Reality.
quote, I don't hate me, but to quote Ted Lasso.
Oh, I'm just glad you didn't say Hitler.
Yeah, no.
Oh, to quote the great Hitler.
quite the opposite of Hitler. Ted Lasso of saying, be curious, not judgmental.
Right.
Yeah, and that's him quoting, I believe, Walt Whitman. But man, what a great sentence of finding things out about somebody, not assuming.
I think that I have to tell you, if I had to put any one thing in importance, I would tell my kids this all the time, is always be curious. Always wonder. That's the number one thing. Always wonder why, how. Just wonder. If you just ask why, wonder things. I mean, it's so much more enlightening than just going, okay, that's how it works.
Yeah.
You know, just know a little something more. Just ask.
And I always tell, just last night I was having a heart-to-heart with my daughter, and I was telling her, like, you know, you just have to listen with the intent to understand and not to respond.
Right.
Because she does that a lot. And I called her on it, and I was like, hey, you know, like, it seems like you just respond just so that you don't have to agree with me. Even if you just tweak what I said just a little bit so that it fits your narrative.
Sure.
And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like
that heads into a lot of marital issues when people are together for a long time. That communication becomes disingenuous.
Yeah.
And you're almost like playing a role like that after a while. I went through that one time. I know. I'm just speaking from experience.
That's how he knows.
I mean, it happens. I have no ill will toward my ex-wife. That's been long gone. But I mean, I think even she would agree. That's what happens. You just lose contact. That's what happens.
Texting service saying, can we send Ross to Ukraine? I'm not that good.
No, you're not that good. They will shoot you. This guy talks too much.
Hey, Putin, my name's Ross. I spell it like sauce. How about we end this whole squabble, right? Knock, knock. Who's there? Peace.
Deb, what do you think your greatest asset is? I just brought that up with Ross. What do you think it is? I think I know what it is.
I really have no idea.
What would you think Deb's greatest asset is?
It is...
Definitely not my ass.
That would have been so weird if I said that.
It would. You can't even comment on it.
Oh, yeah.
Can't even comment on it.
That would have been an HR, a.k.a. Jack phone call.
Yeah.
Best asset of Deb, I'm going to go with just this amount of niceness that you can't ignore it. It is a level of nice that I didn't know a person could have on display.
How about compassion and loyalty?
I was going to say compassion.
Compassion and loyalty, those are Deb's superheroes.
Shucks.
Absolutely.
That's your superhero thing is compassion and loyalty. You're a very loyal person.
Now, I don't want to rain on your parade here, Deb, but he did say two things.
She's worthy of two.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think yours is? What's your greatest asset, bud?
Mine, I would say that I'm very loyal also, and I always treat everyone with respect.
That's right.
Always. Like, I don't think, I honestly
Did you have that before the military?
Not really.
Yeah.
I was kind of a dick. I'm not going to lie.
My daughter said the military changed.
Yeah.
It was the best thing she ever did for that very reason. It kind of brought everything into focus, I think, into check, really is what she said.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, not to blame it on New York, but growing up on the streets of New York,
right.
You're not very nice and the streets aren't nice. That's just how it is. But
yeah, you can be a little rough, don't you? A little tough.
And I think the military exposed me to so many different cultures and so many different peoples that it just completely changed the way that I think about things. And also, I understand that nothing is as serious as the things that I had to go through in the military.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, did you find that your military compatriots felt the same way? Did they took the same thing away from that?
Definitely. And now we're all lifelong friends.
Right. What are you laughing at, jackass?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because
every time I talk to him, you start laughing, so I can't have a serious conversation with him.
This text, and I'm very curious to see if Deb, you agree with this. It says Deb's greatest asset is her trusting. She believes in the good in people. And that's when I started to laugh because I was like,
No, she doesn't.
we're talking about two different Debs here.
Two different Debs.
Oh, you're talking about on-air Deb, because break Deb that set 4 people on fire this month.
Steak and all. It was weird.
You did.
She started speaking in tongues. I think we hailed a necromancer.
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Load them up. Let's do last call and get the hell out of here on a Tuesday.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Lance Bass, by the way, the spokesperson for gays.
Mm-hmm. If he's the spokesperson for gays, who's the spokesperson for lesbians?
It was Ellen Page, but
You lost her in a trade.
Be up for that.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hi there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, beautiful sunshine abound right through the weekend. We'll have a chance for a couple of thunderstorms early next week, but until then, high and dry. Tonight, the low temperature 65 degrees, mostly clear skies, a bit breezy. Tomorrow, times of clouds and sun. We've got a weak front moving through the region. No rain with it. The high 86, back up to 87 and 88 respectively for Thursday and Friday. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
Man, it's a fact when it comes to your health. Early detection saves lives. There's no question about it. Also a fact, 1 out of 3 people in our country will die from heart disease. Even crazier than that, 30 to 40% of heart attacks, the first symptom is sudden death. But now's the good news. You don't have to be a stat anymore. You can take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. That's a $699 value. I'm getting this body scan in a few weeks. Pretty fired up about it. You guys know I lost my mom to kidney disease and my uncle, who never smoked a cigarette in his life, to lung cancer. I didn't even think twice about it. Do what I'm doing. Call Life Imaging FLA right now for your free heart scan with a few minimum requirements. While you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's 250, pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Spring has sprung and it's full tilt boogie time. At GiveMeTheVin.com, I'm overpaying for cars because I think they're going to go up even higher from where they are right now. We'll pay off your payoff. We'll pick your stuff up. We'll quote you quick and easy at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer. Go there right now, and if I don't beat a CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order, so every bite is hot and juicy every time. Because we love making you a burger that tastes exactly how it should.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a handcrafted treat, let our team member Sephora tell you about a Culver's favorite.
We make our thick and creamy fresh frozen custard in small batches all throughout the day. And we mean all day, every day. From our supremely rich shakes and concrete mixers to our freshly scooped dishes and cones, we handcraft every bite to pure perfection. Making you a sweet treat with care is the best part of my day.
Come to Culver's and get a taste of our fresh frozen custard. From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, frottermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends. Visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing? Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. Then plan your escape, because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
Listening to this station on your free iHeartRadio app could put $5,000 in your pocket.
No way, are you kidding me?
Open your app and search this station to be instantly qualified for the cash.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Download the free iHeartRadio app for all the music, radio, and podcasts you love.
The podcast, Silenced, The Radio Murders, explores the unsolved homicides of 3 disc jockeys in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood. It's an investigation that exposes corruption and drug trafficking, painting a portrait of Miami as a forward operating base for the CIA.
They were using their newfound freedom and the radio airwaves to ignite a revolution. That's when the killing started.
Listen to Silenced, The Radio Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Homie, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. You got a few more minutes with your 6 o'clock keyword. It's green.
Yeah, it is.
GREEN. Go to realradio.fm and send that away. You got about 8 minutes or so. Maybe you get that $1,000.
Sure
Welcome
do.
back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Yo.
Ross is here.
It's true.
Slick is.
Holla.
Hi.
Deb Halling asked tomorrow to go away for a little time with her old man.
Chris's birthday.
Hope you have a good time, man.
Thank you.
Blowing candles, blowing backs. Let's get it.
What?
What?
I'm not saying a damn thing.
It's his birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
What does that mean?
I'm not going to teaspoon that one.
And you shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
You should just stop right where you are.
I honestly regret it.
Stop while you're behind.
You can tell by the tone of my voice.
Let's see.
we have gentlemen. Did we not want to go over Jimmy's assets?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I did not ask the question for that. I was interested in you guys.
Yeah,
it has nothing
sure,
to do with
dude.
me.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Oh, come on, man.
We get it. You compliment us, so we compliment you.
You know for a fact that is not how this rolls. If anybody, one person, you do know that's not true.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm going to say your number one asset. It can't be something. It can't be hygiene.
And this is why. This is exactly why. Now you know why, right? I give you genuine compliments, and then I get this.
Well, we're just waiting for him to get his silliness out of the way.
That is true. God, man, you just read right through me there. You got this thing. You got this thing, and your intuition is one of the most impressive intuitions I've seen in somebody. Pretty good at. You're pretty good at judging a book cover. And I know that sounds almost like a backhanded compliment, but the thing is
you know you can count on your gut.
Yeah, and it's so much so that I can count on your gut. Like, it's pretty shocking. Now, whether or not you're going to act on that gut, looking at you, Impossible Beef or whatever. This guy called the explosion of fake meat, I think a full calendar year.
Yeah, he did.
The list goes on and on.
The explosion of what?
The explosion of impossible
meat.
Oh,
yeah,
impossible
when you're
meat.
talking about your tenacity and your loyal.
See,
I mean,
you got two.
The willingness to sell your business that you knew how to do, and literally walk away from a solid, if not difficult, paycheck to take a chance on radio.
Yeah,
that takes a hell of a lot of tenacity.
And that's intuition as well, of going like,
exactly.
I think this is going to work. I'm going to pull the trigger.
I've looked back at that. When you look back at that, it's weird though, because you don't consider that when you're doing it. You don't look at it that way. You just kind of know inside it's going to work. So
Just
that
like
way,
what Ross said.
I didn't look at it like I was ending my only way to make money, support my family, to go into a business I knew nothing about. When you say it like that, it sounds completely ignorant and stupid.
No, it sounds like you knew it was
But-
going to work and you were willing to take a chance.
Well, I mean, look, I had another guy who's also a very hard worker that was there with me. Russ is, you could say whatever you want about him. The guy works his balls off. It wasn't like.
Okay.
It wasn't like I was going out on my own there. I knew there was a guy that was also equally as determined as I was.
You're not supposed to quantify
I
your
know, but it
compliments,
doesn't
but
matter.
Slick, continue
Just
the
being
love
true.
fest if we could, please.
When I think about Jim, I always think about everyday people.
The song?
No. Well,
I love that song.
I love that song too. But I think back to a time, and he probably doesn't even remember this, but I think back to a time where when I started as an intern, maybe about 11 or 12 years ago. When you're an intern, everybody ignores you, right?
Right, yeah.
Pretty much everybody ignores you. And he never did. I came in on the show right on the heels of the Monsters. So I would come in around like 10:30, 10:45-ish. And he would always talk to me. Then we started realizing we had hot sauces in common, right? And
I just remember that now that you said that. I literally just remember that.
And I'll never forget, we bonded on that, and I went to Trinidad, and my mom makes this bomb hot sauce, right? And she was living in Trinidad at the time.
And you know that, by the way, when you know hot sauces mean, it's green.
Yes.
Red hot sauces do not scare me. When they come from the islands and they're green, beware. Because they do not F around.
Yes.
That's a different kind of hot.
And he was on vacation when I came back, so I left this bottle of hot sauce in his box. And when he comes back, one morning I come in and I'm on the other side of the glass. He's in mid-conversation. He sees me and he goes, "Slick, you son of a bitch."
That lit me up, dude. Hey, look, that cost me a butthole. And those are hard to... you mean do it aftermarket buttholes?
You're going to want to check the seam on that part.
Yeah, I got a December version, 67, white. It's hard.
But he's just everyday people. He does not ignore
Thanks.
you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Well, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask you who we had to thank today.
Well, we want to thank Glenn Klausman for bringing us one of our most favorite segments, What'd You Do That's New on Tuesdays. Want to say thanks to Sam and Candace for running our YouTube chat.
Always.
And last but never least, Slick, thanks for co-hosting for this week. Yay!
I love being here.
He's a beast.
He is a beast.
He's a beast. Sauce?
Yes.
Stand up.
It's going down. Check this out. Leesburg on the 13th. I'm going to be over at Mammoth Oak. You can get your tickets off of the link on my Instagram bio, or you can just go to Eventbrite and then look me up there. It's the one event that I am responsible for on that website.
Ross Paget Comedy. That's Ross like sauce. Ross Paget Comedy on all social media platforms. That way you can follow him on all those and get the video content as well, which is always awesome.
And that show will sell out. The numbers are already solid, and we're weeks away. So.
Right on.
Whoa.
Slick, you working?
Yeah, this weekend I'm going to be at Aero for Sunday Fun Day downtown from 5 to 11. It's going to be myself, DJ Nah Boogie, Bernard Florima. It's going to be a good time.
So what's the vibe there?
Everything. We
like
play
a dance
everything.
club, reggae,
Yeah.
like a chill kind of vibe?
Yeah, we play everything. And also in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing the Tom Joyner cruise.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, I'll be DJing
Whoa.
that. And the headliners are Stevie Wonder, Lauryn Hill. It's going to be like a great lineup.
Oh.
Amazing.
Tom Joyner got that cash.
Yeah.
Tom Joyner got that cash.
But tomorrow I'll tell you why I'm pissed off about it.
Okay, all right. I'll save that for sure. Coming up tomorrow, we have Scott Maxwell, Animal House.
Central Florida Zoo comes in tomorrow.
Right on. All right, good to see those guys for sure. You guys ready to do a little last call?
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, Iron Giant, last call.
Me, Little Forrest, and Lieutenant Dan are going to participate in some stump grinding this weekend. If you'd like to join us.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Larry, last call.
Jimmy ain't nothing but a big Huggy Bear. And speaking of Huggy Bear, Flick, I really enjoy you. Please check out Dr. Jesse Stone. He originally wrote Shake, Rattle, and Roll and had the personal pleasure of him telling me to my face, they whitened up the lyrics.
They whitened up the lyrics. I bet they heard a lot back in the day. Mike Larson, last call.
The game is on here in Last Call. I appreciate these callers. This is Mike, Stump Grinder Bunter Larson here. My marriage has been on the rocks, Jim. I broke down and admitted to my wife I was seeing a psychiatrist. You know what she admitted to me, Jim?
What's that, buddy?
She was seeing a welder in the pool, boy. Ross, give me the bucket!
Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
Not as good as Mike, but hey, this is for Rossi.
All right.
Hold that burger, hold the lettuce. Special Ross House won't upset us. All we ask is that you let us smoke weed today. Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Party Mom. Appreciate that. Perfect way to get out of here. All right, big show coming up tomorrow. Not only will we have Animal House and Scott Maxwell, it'll be myself. It'll be Jack. It'll be Ross. It'll be Slick. We're going to be here all week having a good time. Deb will be taking some time off, but we'll see you next Monday. Enjoy yourself. Get good and lit. On behalf of Deb, Ross, and Slick, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then,